Good morning, everybody. Man, how y'all doing, man? I do apologize for not being in yesterday, and I will explain everything on why I wasn't in. Thunder, shout out to you. Good morning to you, Marty. J24, shout out to all of y'all, man. Who else I got? D Will in the building, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Gert, thank y'all for coming through, man. Thank you for joining me. Again, I will go over everything on why I went in yesterday, man. And I know the market started, so let's go ahead and dive into our charts real quick, guys. So let's go ahead and rock and roll. Let me get everything set up real quick. So let's go ahead and knock it out. Let's go. All right, guys, we are in the building. Yeah, while I'm watching everything set up, I'm going to explain why I wasn't in yesterday. Now, the reason why I wasn't in yesterday, man, because I did have to get used to my new adjustment into my life, with my family. So everything has been kind of, I know, boss, but I mean, I do feel like y'all deserve an explanation. So, I did have to get readjusted to this new change in my life. I got a new, my new kid in my life. I got a baby and everything, and it's been a little bit draining. And his mom, she works, full time, from 2 to 11. So the minute I get off of my live, I got to bring her to work. And then on top of that, after work, I got to come home, take care of our little one till she gets off work at 11 o'clock. Tariq, shout out to you. Good morning, boss. And then once she gets off at 11 o'clock, and then I go to bed till about around 12:30. And then maybe I get about 4 hours of sleep, and then I gotta get up for the live again. So I just gotta get readjusted to my, the new add-on to my life. So it's been a little bit draining. And then yesterday we all woke up sick. So I was sick. His mom was sick, and he's throwing up all over the place. So it's kind of like having to go back to, being that real full-time dad, taking care of a baby. Because you already know my other two is my son is going on 8 and my daughter's going on 13. So them two are old enough to handle their biz, but now I got a baby in the picture now. So kind of having to go back and start all over again. So it's just been a little draining, man, because then you already know how attached he is to me. Because if y'all noticed the last stream, he was like all up under me. So, having to deal with that and, but being there for my family, of course, I got to do what I got to do as a man and handle my business because, I'm not going to run away from my responsibility. I'm going to take care of my responsibility, but it's definitely draining, and I'm trying to be there for them and being here for you guys, and I have to just work on the new schedule, the new adjustment. So I do apologize if I didn't come in yesterday. I was completely drained, because I was still moving them into the place. I pray for you and your family, Jay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, boss. But yeah, so during the time I was still, moving them in, still trying to get everything situated. No need to apologize. Thank you so much, boss. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. And I was working on my car, trying to get everything fixed. So instead of going to a mechanic shop, I'm working on it. Me and my soon to be brother-in-law, and we're working on my car. We out in the blazing sun, so I'm going. My body, I'm sweating, going from outside and going back inside in the cool weather to check on him. It was a lot. It was a lot. I won't lie to you. It was definitely draining, but. Again, I'm still standing on business. I'm handling my business as far as my family's sake. So, but y'all deserved an explanation. So, but yeah, I'm still getting adjusted to it. So you kind of hearing my voice. I'm still kind of congested, still kind of sick. So, but I'm handling my business though. So, but I hope you guys killed it yesterday. I did hope y'all guys killed it, man. But yeah, like I said, I just have to get adjusted to the new schedule. Not having a baby in the picture, and so. I'm working on it, guys. I'm definitely working on it, but we should have everything rocking and rolling by next week. So, like I said, this is new, a new add-on to my life. So, this is just something I have to get used to. So, but I do apologize to you guys. And you kind of see it in my face. I'm kind of tired. Like I said, 4 hours of sleep, trying to get, like a small window to sleep. So it just, I'll make it though. I got this. So, but everything's good though. Everything's good though now, guys. I'm good. And guys, do remember we do have half a day of the market. The market will be closing early due to the holidays, so do be mindful of that. Let me go back, put my thing back up. Yeah, and like I said, boss, and again, like I said, man, I do apologize because I wanted y'all to know why I wasn't here, and I mean, again, it's just getting adjusted to the new life, the new add-on, my new baby in my life, and not knowing the attention that he's craving, because again, being stuck under me and trying to do my live stream at the same time, it does get a little exhausting, and then dropping his mom to work, picking up from work, taking care of him while she's at work, so I don't really have a window like I normally would have when I can update everything as far as the datas and the earnings, and it's a little tiresome, but I'm trying, guys. I'm definitely trying my hardest, man. But it's a challenge. But again, I'm gonna handle my business as a man. I signed up for it. I know the responsibilities that come with it, and I'm gonna do what I got to do. So that's why you don't hear me complaining. I handle my business, but it's a little challenging. But I'm here doing what I got to do. So let's see, guys. Let me keep this on watch right now. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, we did break out of that downtrend yesterday. We definitely went on that run. You bounced on top of that 545.50, and then definitely went on that push back on up towards that 550. So we almost to that mark. Still trying to push. So you already know where the buyers are trying to go, of course. Definitely Apple and them went on a nice run, because y'all remember I told y'all guys the area where I told y'all where I think Apple wanted to go. I told y'all I think Apple wanted to go up to 220. We hit 220. As far as Tesla, I told y'all already on Tesla that I think that Tesla was gonna hit around the 230 mark, which we did get that push up to 240. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna explain to you why I called out Tesla's 230, why I thought it was gonna go higher than what it was at. Explain to you on that one real quick on why I called that one. I'll say y'all don't think I'm making it up. I have my proof. So right here, I told y'all, see, when y'all was asking me how much room Tesla had left in the building, I mean, in the tank, I told y'all that y'all have room because you're bouncing off of that trend line, and you did go on this nice little push. I told you the minute that Tesla got over 200, that those bulls were going to go crazy, was going to get a nice little push up to around that 200-day moving average, because it was around 230 last time I checked. Yep, 230. So you remember I told y'all that we was going to push up towards that 200-day moving average, and it's still rocking and rolling. So we're still holding on top of 200, still getting that nice rotation back up towards the upside. We did break out of our downtrend channel. So that's definitely going on a nice move back on up towards the upside. You are above that 200 on the five-year chart with room to still run up to the 250. So I mean, you still got room in the tank for Tesla, still run on up to 250. For as far as Apple has room to still. Let's see how we're looking on Apple. Apple is hitting that. Yeah, we are hitting the top portion of that trend line right here. So we have ran up all the way up to 220. So we went from this rotation from the bottoms of the channel, guys, all the way up to the top where you can see this trend line. When you hit, you fall, you hit, you fall right here. Testing that trend line once again, you are hitting these tops. So definitely keep your eyes peeled on that. We just have to, as far as Apple just have to hold above 220. And if Apple can hold above 220, stay above 220, you can definitely try to get that push.
We have 10 a.m. of data today, so that's the time for volatility today in hope.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bob. Yeah. We do have some more data, and I do have my list coming on up. So like I said, guys, do excuse me, man. I'm still kind of a little bit under the weather, man. I'm still kind of a little drained because with all the moving, being in the heat, trying to, not getting enough rest. So I'm kind of, I'm fighting. Just know I'm fighting for y'all, man. I'm fighting to come on this live and do what I got to do. So no excuses. So I'm still here handling my business. So boom. Yep, factoring ISM. Yep, boss. We do have some more data coming out. Yep. And we do have the Fed's minutes, not meeting. We have the minutes coming out around. They look like around 2. So like I said, it's the minutes, not the actual meeting. That's just the recap. So yeah, Apple, everything's still rocking and rolling on the upside so far. Everything is still looking good as far as these companies. What about Nvidia? What is Nvidia doing? Let me take a look. Nvidia. How's Nvidia looking? Right now, Nvidia's like on a downtrendish setup right now at the moment. What was that main channel that we talked about? Let's see. Cause I know we came out of that channel. We was in that channel, then we back and forth, and then all of a sudden we came out of it. Oh yeah, 124.40. 124.40, that was that held up as resistance underneath the channel. That's the bottom portion of the channel. You started to fade from then. So if you notice, after we fell out of the channel underneath that 124.40, you started to fade on down. So right now, again, if you want to see some more upside, we're gonna definitely have to get back above that 124.40 mark to put us back into that old channel. So right now, that'll be the challenge to get back up towards that. Other than that, we'll start to continuously see some downside still setting in pretty much. You still start to get a nice little downtrendish setup right now on Nvidia. But other than that, I mean, Apple's still rocking and rolling. Apple still have room to run.
OJ
thank you so much
is
for
now
coming through,
following
boss.
on Twitch.
And again, I do apologize, and I was explaining to everybody I wasn't in yesterday, man, because again, now with my baby boy being back in my life, I'm just having to get readjusted to the new family situation, because it's no longer me anymore. Because the reason why I was hopping in on live. Oh yeah, and I called it, and I called it out. I told everybody the mark that I was thinking that Apple was gonna go, and the reason why I called this out because it fed off of my it fed off of my channel perfectly. So if you see this entire channel right here, where you get the tops, overall tops, you get the overall bottoms, you basically see the rotation. You see the rotation. So anytime you hit off these bottoms, you get a nice rotation back up towards the upside. So now again, if we can hold above that 220 mark. And get that push, you still got room to come back towards this way, towards that 240. 240 back up where we get that full rotation back up towards this way to touch that red trend line. So we can get that nice push, which we do have a nice setup, because you can see right here after that bounce off of this around that green trend line, you do have a nice little movement back on up towards the upside. Now the only challenge is just we have to hold above 220. Hold above 220. If those bulls can get that push, we can push above that area, which will give you a $20 run from 220 up to 240. So keep your eyes peeled on that. As long as the bulls can hold 220, hold that floor, you'll definitely have room to go back up. Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, the main area, because 220 is going to be a natural resistance. I mean, a natural support and resistance. So right now, that the fact is you are above the 220. As long as you can hold that floor at 220, you got, like, I agree with you. You got room to go up to 222, 224, because it normally moves by twos. So if you can go, if we could hold that 220, You got room to go up to 222, 224, and so forth. And again, if we could get that breakout out of that trend line, you got room to run up to 240, where you would basically get a clear and full rotation back up towards that red trend line. Hey, Leah, that's my daughter, guys. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? Glad to see you on my live, baby girl. Glad to see you. So that's my oldest. That's my oldest daughter, guys. So yeah, shout out to my daughter. But yeah, right here, guys, you can clearly see this, where you get a nice rotation from the tops down to the bottoms, back on up. And you can see right here, you see that nice little pattern when you hold that green trend line, and you get that nice rotation back on up. And again, if we can break that trend line, which would be at the around the 222s. I mean, you got room to get a full rotation back up towards this way, which would be around the 240s. Which would definitely be around the 240s. If we get that full rotation and that full push all the way back up to that red line, we can definitely see 240 on Apple. So I mean, everything is looking good. I mean, definitely getting that push. As you can see right here, we're definitely getting that push right around that 222. You got room to run up all the way up to 222. So everything is still looking good right now on Apple. So I mean, if you're in on Apple as far as calls, you're definitely still looking good as long as you hold a 220 mark. You hold 220, you got room to run up to 222. From 222 to 224 and so forth. But right now, I mean, Apple still is trucking it right now. Apple's still looking good. You still got this uptrend setup where you are setting up for like somewhat of an ascending triangle pattern setup, where you do look like this. So you got somewhat of an ascending triangle pattern setup where you are kind of getting like into a tighter wedge for a possible squeeze on up towards the upside. So right now it's definitely trending on up. You do have that 222 to break on out. So right now we can get that 222 push up to 224, 226, and so forth as we keep going. You know, we keep riding that trend line on up towards the upside. So right now everything is still looking good on Apple. Apple's still on the uptrend. I mean, it's healthy. Buyers are in control right now. We got a good strong green count on a 30-minute time frame right now as far as today. So right now buyers are definitely in control for that push on up to 222. So OJ, I definitely agree with you on that, boss. So you still have room to run up to this 222 level. But you definitely have room to still run up that. So I agree with you, 110%. All right, let's go back to the main bad boy. Let's go back to SPY that we normally look at. How we looking on SPY right now? So SPY, we already know what SPY is trying to go. That's 550. 550 level where you hit underneath pre-market's high. You pull back on down, trying to stay on top of pre-market's high around this 549 for that push on up to 550. So we know that 550 is going to be a challenge. We already know that. How do we know this? Is because if we go back here towards our 5-year chart, you can see that level here. That's going to be the challenge that's holding you back from reaching 600. So we know for sure.
Can I come see you today?
Of course, sweetheart. I don't know why you didn't text me that, but yeah, of course you come see me. Could have hit me up on the phone, but yeah. And then you can see your baby brother. So, but yeah, guys, you can clearly see this rotation. I mean, you still got room to rotate on SPY, even towards this way, which is around 600. But the main focus and the main challenge is going to be that 550. You remember I called that even when we were down here from 500 for that rotation. I was calling this out since April. I told y'all if this rotation continues, and we look at this channel that I have set up, the green line, which is your support, the red line, which is your resistance, and you see the full rotation that we're getting all the way back on up. Remember I told you guys, we have room to go back. We have room to run up to 600. But what's going to have to happen is we're going to have to break that 550 in order to get to 600. And you remember I told y'all that was going to be the challenge, and I told y'all that was what SPY was trying to go. And what did we hit? 550. So. Yeah, boss, I trade full time. But the only thing now is I don't think you was here when I explained my situation. I have got my family back. I have reunited with my baby boy, who I haven't seen in over 3 years. So I have a family now. So it is a little bit challenging now because his mom works. I have to take care of him. So pretty much, I'll put it like this. Let me try to explain my work schedule right now. So the minute I get off live with you guys, I have to bring her straight to work because she works 2 to 11. So, man, thanks so much, boss. So yeah, she works 2 to 11. So that's why I get off live around, 1 on my end, 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock on the Eastern end. So I have to drop her to work, come back home with him, take care of him, for the 8 hours that she's at work, go pick her back up from work. She gets off at 11 and then come back home. And then, once we take his bath and everything, we be getting ready for bed like around 12, 1, about 12:30. So then after that, I got to sleep for about good 4 or 5 hours because then I got to get back on the live for about what, 5 o'clock, almost like 5 o'clock, which is 6 o'clock the market's time. So yeah, so now you kind of see where I'm coming from on my adjustment. So yeah, so I gotta get used to everything. So yeah, and the reason why it's a little bit challenging with her from work, because we have to go across the bridge to drop her to work, because she stays in a, before she moved here, she was in a different city from me. So now, because she works at Walmart, so she's talking to her manager to pretty much have her transfer closer to where we are now, which is down the street. So it takes 2 weeks. So once that gets situated, then it'll be a little bit easier as far as the transportation. So, because she doesn't drive, I have to drive her. So that's why, which is why I'm saying we're trying to get everything situated as far as what I'm doing and what she's doing and our son's sake. So it's just a little challenging, but we got this though. We got this. So, but yeah, I mean, that's just my schedule as of now, So that's why, I'm kind of a little bit sluggish, because I only get, like I said, maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep right now. Before my son came back into the picture, I was getting 8 hours, damn near 10 hours of sleep, because it was all about me. Boom, there you go, 550. I told y'all 550. There you go. Boom, there it is. I told you where we wanted to go. 550 is your mark. So let's see. Let me go ahead and extend it. 550. Boom, touch just now. Got that nice little jump. Got rejected. Pulling back down. So here you go. So we got that 550 touch on SPY. So the question is, this is how many times have we touched? Is this the third touch? Or is this the second touch? Because I know right here, this right here is 2. I could have sworn we hit this more than one. Yeah, we did. So once, twice. So that's the third touch. Yeah, so this is the third touch at 550. That we still have not broken out yet. So we ran on up, got rejected, ran on up, got rejected. So we are on the third touch around at 550. We're on that third touch on the 550. Let me take this one off, because that was the old pre-market high, so I can take this line off real quick. Focused on this 550 touch. So yeah, guys, this is your third touch on this 550. Third touch on 550. So right now that's gonna be still holding up as resistance, because we have not got the full breakout yet. But we already know what the bulls are trying to do. The bulls are trying to get on top of 550, because if they can get on top of 550, we already know what can happen. So if we could get that full break. Let me try to move it over just a little bit. So we already broke out of the downtrend setup, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that line off. That's done. So right now, if we could get that breakout on top of 550, guys, and hold, that's gonna turn into support. So you already know what that's gonna lead to. So if we can get that break and that hold above 550 on SPY, turn into support, look how much room you'll have this way. Because if you think about it, any other time we hit 550, you come right back on down. We hit 550, you come right back on down. We hit 550, we come right back on down. So as I always state, take a close look, guys, at, the only time the bodies of the candle have went over 550 was here. But after that, we came right back on down. After that run, none of the bodies of the candles has not crossed over 550 and stayed above 550. So we know for sure that area is going to be resistance. That means that those bears are guarding that area very tough, because they know once those bulls cross above 550 and turn it into support, look how much room you have to run 552, 554. So now that's putting us, because you got to think about it, guys, that's putting us in a new bracket. From the 540s now into the 550s, right? Because that's going to put us in a new number bracket, because now we can focus on the 550s up to the 560s. Because if you notice, we're building a higher low up. So we know that we have to break and hold above 550 in order for us to see more upside. So as far as this channel here, see, like I said, we have not broken and stayed above 550. See, every time you hit, and this is on my 5-year chart, so every time we hit, you get rejected. We get rejected. So if you notice, we're just getting stuck right underneath that 550, because we know the minute we break 550, the bulls get above 550. Look how much room that you have to go. So that'll put us in this upper portion of this channel. So if you look at these 3 lines that I have set up, guys, it's a $100. It's $100 channel. So you have 500. 550 to 600. So you have the middleman that's holding you back from touching 600. You got that middle area. You have that mid, that half dollar mark, which is the 550 level. So if you notice, we stayed in the bottom portion of the channel from 500 to 550. But if you notice, we have now broken up to the upper portion of the channel, which is from 550 to 600. So we already know what the bulls are trying to do. The bulls are trying to break above and hold above 550, because if we're going to break and hold above 550, then that'll put us in the upper portion of the channel from 550 to that 600 mark that I've been calling since April. That'll give us that full rotation back this way towards what? That red trend line. So as you notice, we hit that red trend line, we came all the way back down to the green trend line. So you had a full rotation back on down when you bounce off of what? That green trend line. Now that you got the bounce off the green trend line, now what is the market trying to do now? Rotate the opposite way. So now going from tops to bottoms, you're trying to go from bottoms back up to tops. So that will give you a full rotation. If we can get that breakout above 550 and get that push, that'll give you that full rotation for this movement up towards 600. So that's, and then again, guys, I've been calling this since April. I've been calling out the rotation since April. I've been calling out the channel since April, because you can see the channel. Look, the minute you stay in the channel, all you're doing is rotating in this channel over and over and over. You're just rotating from tops to bottoms, from bottoms to tops. That's it. So with this rotation taking place right now, we already know exactly where the bulls are trying to go. If we could get that 550 push, that 550 break, and hold above that, turn that level into support, that'll give us that push up towards 600. That'll give you that full rotation back up towards that trend line here. So right now, that is going to be the challenge. And again, not only that, that'll put you in a new price bracket, because you're going from the 540s now into the 550s. So from the 550s, you go to 560s, 570s, 580s, and so forth for that in-game push on up towards 600, which will give you that full rotation back this way. So that's the goal. So we already know what the bulls are trying to do. We already know where the bulls are trying to go, because again, look how many times we pulled back and they never gave up. We pulled back to 500, they recovered 500. We pulling back on 550, we know they're trying to recover 550. So again, that'll give you a full rotation from the bottoms to the tops. From the tops to the bottoms, from the bottoms to basically up to the tops, right where this trend line is. You can clearly see that where you hit the first time, fell, trying to get a nice U-shaped pattern back on up towards this way. So again, the challenge that's in your way right now would be what? 550. You break 550, that'll put you in the upper portion of the channel of 550 to 600, which will complete that rotation towards that trend line. So that is the end game. So that's what the bulls are trying to do. So if you notice, which is why you see why I keep staying stuck underneath 550, but it's like a magnet. You leave from it, you return to it, you leave from it, you return to it. So you notice on how every time we lose 550, you return right back to 550. You lose 550, you return back to 550, because what? They're trying to get on the opposite side of the field. Because as long as you stay underneath 550, you're in the somewhat of a bearish territory, because the bears are not allowing you to cross over 550. So that means if the minute we cross over 550, guys, this is what'll happen. This is what's gonna happen. So the minute we cross above that red line, what'll happen? Support, support, support. So you go from resistance right here where you're getting rejected, right here where you're getting rejected, right here where you're getting rejected, right? Because you're underneath that red line. You're underneath the 550, which is the $half mark. But the minute you get on top of it, what's going to happen? Resistance is going to turn to support, where your bulls will now bounce on top of it to higher levels. So that's the reason why the bears are trying to hold the bulls underneath what? 550. It's like a huge wall that the bulls would need to push in to get above, because the bears know the minute they lose 550, the bulls got room to run, because there's nothing above their heads. So again, if we go back to the 5-year charts, the minute we get that push, it's nothing else but just natural resistance and natural support. Because you get this push this way, it's nothing. It's no history. It's no history behind that level. 550, 551, 552, 553. It's because it's a brand new area. It's a new high of day. It's creating a new history as far as our overall tops. Again, it's nothing to hold it back. So the minute we get that push above 550, look how much room that you have to run. Nothing to hold you back. Nothing at all to hold you back from a continuation push. So that's the reason why the bears are trying to hold them back, because underneath 550 you have history. So if you notice that anything underneath 550, look at all this history. Look at this. Look at all these resistance. Look at all of these areas back down here that those bears can utilize to pull you back down even further. So what I mean by that is, again, if we lose if those bears continuously hold those bulls, you got all these areas that you can fall right back under, that can turn right back into resistance, right back into resistance, right back into resistance, where you start to see a downtrend this way. So the Bulls end game is to get above 550. The Bears end game is to keep you underneath 550. Now, if the Bears keep you underneath 550, 9 times out of 10, we can see a downtrend setup. So again, if we don't get above 550, this is what can happen. If we don't get above 550, you'll start to see downside because you're getting rejected off of 550 once again. Then you start to get more downside. Why are you getting downside? It's because you're going back. See what I mean? See? Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. All right.
Tarek 147 says, "Hey, that's really cute."
Now y'all see what I mean? Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. All right, big boy. Go ahead, Daddy. Gotta finish, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, big boy. Bye. Love you. See? But yeah, guys. Thanks so much, Tariq. Thanks so much. But yeah, if you don't get above that 550 mark, guys, it's gonna be down. It's gonna set up for a downtrend for another pullback because you're going right back under the old areas of resistance and the old areas of history that we have underneath 550. Now, the minute we break above 550, you gotta think about it. Is no history. Is no history other than this high of 551.12. Well, you know where your high is at, but that's about the only history we have on the upside above this red line of 550.
147 says, "Jay, you are such a role model, at least for me. Great dad.
Thank you so much, boss.
Great role model. Respect, brother."
Thank you so much, boss.
That's his all. Thanks, sir.
Thank you so much, and thank you, man. I mean, like I said, it's not easy, but I don't give up. I mean, I find a way to make a way, man. I find a way to get on the live stream. I find a way to, take care of my family. I find a way to provide, vehicle needs work on. I go out, I'll go work on it. I mean, I do a lot of stuff, man, but I mean, that's part of being a man. That's part of being a father, that takes care of his family, So, I mean, I have a responsibility on the other end, and I handle my business. I mean, you see my daughter just came through here. My daughter came, she wanted to come see me. So, where's her little, see? Look, my daughter, can I come see you today? But I have a good relationship with all my kids, man. I love my babies, man. I have 3 total. I got 1 girl, 2 boys, and I handle my business. So it's not easy, but I signed up for it. That's what comes with responsibilities when you have a kid. It's like man up and handle your business. Again, any meal can help make a baby, but it takes a real man to be a great dad. Through thick and thin, and handling my business. So been taking care of them, doing what I got to do, and then on top of that, while trying to have the energy to get on live.
Okay, I just had a good day. Link percent trade locked in 90% position.
Shout out to you, boss.
WM200 DTE calls.
And shout out to you. Right before the holidays, you deserve it. See, you put in the work, so shout out to you. You deserve everything. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to you. Shout out to the rest of the traders. So right now, guys, you can see right here, we are getting rejected once again underneath that 550 mark, where we will see a nice little pullback. As I told y'all, see, 550, boom, there you go. So, again, that's going to be a strong wall until we can get that push. So the only thing the Bulls can really do, guys, at this moment, if they want to see that 550 break, they're going to have to set up somewhat of an ascending triangle pattern. Almost like, okay, if y'all remember on NVIDIA, what was the area that we needed to break out to get to that $1,000 mark? Do you remember we had to break out of 9? I still remember the number. Because you remember before the earnings was, and Marty, I think you agree with me. Wasn't that area 955? On NVIDIA before the split and all of that? You remember the area we needed to break out was 955. That was around the earnings. And once we broke out of 955, remember I told you guys, even I told you this before the breakout. I said, guys, we break above that 955. I said we can see 1,000, we can see 1,200, and we hit exactly every area that I called out. I told y'all, and the AK-47 called it out too. So shout out to AK because he was in it. So shout out to everybody who called it. Man, Marty, stop, don't start. Don't start that. Let me see. Can I go back to NVIDIA towards that breakout? I still think I have my old setup. I think. Let me see if I can go back to it real quick. So right now, 550 is holding up as resistance, guys. 550 is holding up as resistance. But let's see what happens if we can get a nice little build back towards it for a possible squeeze. If those bulls can hold that hold this a trend line, and we could build a nice little trend line back on up, we can see a possible squeeze on up, out of the 550s. But the bulls would definitely have to hold, set up an uptrend, and go for a possible push, because that's your first test for today. So we already got the run on up. Here we go, trying to push up again towards that 550. Keep it on watch. But right now, 550 is going to be a strong wall. 550 is going to be a strong wall until we can break it. Let me see how we look on the 30-minute time frame and see if we see any possible squeezes setting up as far as our indicator goes. See, your 90 MA is still down here. So you're running up into 550 like running into a brick wall without the assistance of your 90 MA. Your 90 MA for sure. So right now, that's why it's not gonna probably be very powerful. You're gonna touch it, but I don't think you're gonna break out just yet. But we'll keep it on watch. I don't think you're gonna get that breakout just yet on 550, and where you hold above it. I think you may run up to it and test it again, but I don't think you're gonna break it at this moment, not just yet. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I mean, again, you still got room to run up to it to test it, but I don't think you're gonna break out and hold it at the moment. I think you're gonna probably run and get rejected again, because it's not yet set up yet. I mean, it's getting there, because in order to break that thick brick wall at 550. I mean, even you're gonna have to get the assistance of your 90 MA, your 50, your 20, and your VWAP. Right now, I mean, your 90 MA, your VWAP, and 20 is all lining up, holding up as powerful support right now. Have you noticed the indicators are moving up slowly this way, like trying to hold up as a floor, almost like creating his own personal squeeze, like a personal ascending triangle pattern. So have you noticed? If I go up to this 30-minute time frame, you can clearly see what I'm talking about. So if I do this, let me go into it real quick. Let me get as close as I can so I can show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. So if y'all notice, if I take a color, make the same color of these lines, especially this 90 MA, and I draw a line this way, and change it the same color exactly, watch. You'll see what I'm talking about. See, watch. Don't they look like that indicator's making a center triangle pattern within itself? See that? See what I mean? Just off of that 90 MA itself, making its own ascending triangle pattern, as long as we hold that key level, it's gonna hold up as support. Because you know how SPY likes to ride on top of that 90 MA. So as long as it stays close to it, I mean, you got room for a possible squeeze on up towards the upside above 550. So as long as we hold these key levels and build like this uptrend towards it, you're making an ascending triangle pattern. I mean, even though you still got a lot of room to move back and forth until you get that final push or that final squeeze. I mean, as long as that trend line holds or that indicator holds up, it's creating a squeeze. It's creating a squeeze between the indicator and that 550. So you're getting somewhat of an indicator squeeze. So you're getting an indicator squeeze as long as that 90 MA keeps riding on up, that SPY is gonna bounce on top of it because it's utilizing it as support. Where you stay on top of it, you bounce for a possible squeeze where your bulls move in and we get above 550 and hold above 550. So right now, all your indicators are moving up slowly. I mean, so that's good. So it's no indicator crossovers where we're coming down. Everything's still moving on up. Your VWAP is moving on up. Your 90 MA is moving on up. Your 20 MA is moving on up. Right now, the only thing that's just a little bit slow and holding up is that 50. But as long as the 50 stays at the bottom, that's good, because you want the 50 to stay at the bottom, because that's your main support. So if I go back and I'm showing you how to utilize your indicators. So if we do this is how to utilize your indicators. So normally, if we want to see upside, normally this is the order that your indicators are supposed to be in. Which you got your 9, which is blue, which you got the 20, which is orange, and you have your 50, which is red. So anytime you're in that order, look how well SPY feeds off of this. See that? Because your 9 EMA is the leader. It's falling it. Now, when your 9 EMA becomes weak and we get a crossover, this is what happens. So this is the switch over where your 9 EMA falls underneath that 50, because the 50 is no longer a floor. Your 50 is now a ceiling, which is to where now you hit, you fall, you hit, you fall, you hit, you fall. Now you kind of see the indicator transition where now the 50 is at the top, the 20 is in the middle, and the 9 EMA is at the bottom. You see how the indicator switched over, which leads to downside, because now the leader is at the bottom now. It's following it on down instead of following on up. Now when you get the crossover, when your 50 gets back on top, you notice that? You notice how when the indicators cross right back over to its rightful position, look how the market ends up. Look how the market reacts to it. The market now goes back up towards the upside. So right now, everything is in the upper position. You got the 9 EMA still at the top. You got the 20 in the middle, and you got the 50 at the bottom, which is your normal support. Because anytime the 50 is at the bottom, see how it kind of reacts as it gets close to it, it bounces. So right now, everything still seems to be trying to move up towards the upside. It looked like it's trying to create a squeeze. And as I told y'all, we was going to probably run up to the 550 and get rejected. Like I said, I don't think the breakout is going to happen just yet. Like I said, don't quote me on it, but the way everything is setting up right now, I don't think it's going to happen just yet. I think it's getting close to it, but I don't think we're going to get that breakout just yet. It's like we're going to keep testing at 550, but I don't think we're going to break out yet. I think right now in the midst is setting up for like somewhat of an ascending triangle pattern. When you run on up, you get that nice little pullback, but then you have that little bounce, somewhat like this. I know I'm kind of setting it up a little early, something like of this to this nature, where you already got your bottoms, right? You got your bottoms, something almost like this to this nature, almost something like here. So you see how you have some room to still hit and fall back on down, where you kind of you have room to move back and forth, to where you get into that squeeze and you finally break out of 550. So look, all the room you still have to come back down. You still have a lot of room to come back on down, and like I said, 9 MA on the 30-minute time frame is still sitting at 549.12. Yeah, 549.12. So that means that's still way down here. So if we pull back, you still got room to fall back down to that 9 MA, because the 9 MA hasn't moved all the way up yet. So that 9 MA is still sitting like way down here. So meaning that if we do get a pullback, see, you got room to still fall back down to this 9 MA. 9 MA is only at 549.12. So again, you're running up into a brick wall without the assistance of any of the indicators. All your indicators are way down here. So you have nothing to hold you just like close towards that 550 yet. So meaning that once you hit that 550, see what I mean? So once you hit that 550, you're getting rejected, you're getting weak, you start to come down because you have no assistance yet. You have no assistance of any of the indicators to help you. So right now, you do have room to fall back down to the indicators, because you have to look at the indicators as a magnet, right? You leave from those indicators, which is 9 times out of 10 is that 9 MA, you return back to it. So you can kind of see it right here. See right here, for example. See how you came off of that 9 MA, the blue indicator, and what happened? You return back to it. You get away from it, you return back to it. So you notice that? It's like a magnet. You leave from the 9 MA, you return back to it. So same thing here. The 9 MA is way down here. So meaning that you're hitting a brick wall without the assistance of any indicators. So meaning that you have room to possibly fall back down towards these areas here. So keep your eyes peeled on that. I mean, you still got this area here that you can utilize, because that's your old pre-market high. So you can still utilize that old resistance mark here, like right around this little level. So what is this? What is the open? 549.30. So let me make a line right here real quick. 549.30. We're gonna utilize that just for the moment to see if it's gonna hold. So 549.30. We're gonna put that on top. See, old resistance can turn to possible what? Support. See how it's bounced on top of that old resistance area? So let's see if we can hold it. Let's see. Will we hold this key area, or will we come back underneath it? So you gotta think about it. This is the area that we could not break, that we had to break out of in order to get to this 550. So before we even got to 550, you remember, right here we had a brick wall. We hit, you fell, and then you finally broke above it. So remember, old resistance can turn into new support. So as you do pull back, they could utilize this to bounce on top of. So keep your eyes peeled on that. And as they are holding this area, keep your eyes peeled on how that indicator moves up slowly towards this old area here too. You notice how the indicator is slowly moving up? So you're gonna have support around with the 9 MA and the old area of resistance. So we do pull back. Just keep this on watch as we do pull back around this area to see what these buyers gonna do around this 549.30. So once we do pull back, keep it on watch to see what these buyers gonna do with this old resistance line right here. Keep it on watch as we do pull back. So you see this candle pulling back. Let's see what happens if these buyers are gonna try to stay on top of it. So keep it on watch. So that'd be what, 549.30. I'm gonna put on my 3-minute time frame as well. So let me see. Put on my time frame. 549.30. So all right. So right here, see how you broke out, and then we got on top of it. So keep this on watch. So right now, at the moment, it'll be utilizing support until we crack back underneath it. So keep that on watch. So let me just put that in green, because that'll be supported for the moment until we crack it and go back underneath it. So keep that on watch. So 549.30 will be your support for the moment. So they could put you like in a little mini channel. So what of a little mini channel? Yeah. So you got your top, so when you get rejected, come on down and you rotate back down to this little key area here around this 549.30. Again, that's like where your little pre-market top is for this morning. So if you notice, it's staying on top. See, if you notice, the body of the candle has not stayed underneath that area, and nor have we broken out. So it's pretty much putting you in a channel because it don't know which way to go. So if you notice, we have not gotten a breakout where the body of the candle is above the 550, nor have we got a crack where the body of the candle has not gotten back underneath 549.30. The body of the candle is in between, so it's still kind of it's still pivot. It's still kind of trying to pinpoint a true direction where it wants to go. I mean, right now, I mean, Dusty still seems bullish. I mean, you got a nice little bounce. You got a nice strong green candle, which still looks bullish, even though you have a pullback, of course. But right now, like I said, we have not breaking out and we have not cracked. So right now, it's going to kind of ping pong back and forth, because we know the bears are guarding 550 and we know the bulls are trying to hold this 549.30. So keep your eyes peeled because, again, it's probably going to be a lot of, like, just back and forth between these two areas. So right now, we are pulling back. So keep this on watch to see. Let's see what happens. As we are pulling back slowly towards this old area. Old resistance, which is now possible support. So let's see what happens. Can we get a bounce or will we crack it? Keep it on watch, keep it on watch. Let's see what happens. Slowly rotating from the tops back down to these bottoms, guys. Keeping you in this little channel right now. You're in a small little channel right now. So keep that on watch as we slowly pull back towards this area. Man, Coco Mix, shout out to you, boss, man. Thank you so much for coming through, man. And again, I hope everybody have a blessed and happy 4th of July. I hope everybody have a happy 4th. And tomorrow, it's going to be a special day because tomorrow is my grandfather's birthday, who did pass away years ago. And that was like my second dad. So definitely going to be with my family, celebrating his birthday. It is at the, the memorial site and everything. But it's going to definitely be a touching, and it's going to probably get to me a little bit because his birthday is July 4th and he died 2 days before my birthday, because my birthday is February 11 and he died on the 9th, which was a Sunday. I still remember that date. So tomorrow is going to definitely be a special time for me to definitely be with my family, bond with them, because with my due to the fact that that's my mom's dad, and I know it's going to kind of get to her, so I'm gonna definitely have to be by her side tomorrow. So we're going to definitely keep this on watch, guys. Definitely keep this on watch. Let's see what happens if we do pull back. Let's see. Keep this on watch. So you see how it's fighting in this little area? So we are pulling back. Because I know what the buyers are trying to do. Because even though we're pulling back, they're trying to get back on top of it, but them bears are coming in aggressive. Because you can kind of see how the buyers keep trying to move in. You see the lower shadow? See how they stay on top of my line? See that? See how the buying pressure kicks in? You got that lower shadow. Let me go back. Let me move it over. Ah, come on, you. So you see that? So who says my line's not accurate? Who says my line's not accurate? Look at that. How did I call that and know this area was going to possibly try to bounce over the buyers are going to move in there? See, it's crazy. So it's crazy to watch that on the area that they try to hold. So it's crazy to see that. So right now the bears are definitely trying to come in aggressive. See, look at the buying pressure. What do you think they're trying to get back on top of? I mean, even though the buy, like I said, is aggressive with sale, but look at the line. Look, I'm not touching anything. You see what the buyers are trying to get. You see what the buyers are trying to get back on top of, right? Look. See, the only thing that's stopping is that the bears are pushing them. But look what the buyers look at the buyers trying to get on top of. Look, I'm not doing this. The buyers are doing this. I mean, what do you think they're trying to stay on top of? The buyers are trying to stay on top of that line. The buying pressure, but you still got so much selling pressure still coming in. See, look, boom. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Dude, I cannot make this up. So you see? So it's crazy. It's crazy to read this. I mean, I told y'all. I mean, they trying to hold it. Look at this. See, that's because the bears are coming in aggressive. They're trying to take them because they know. See, and the reason why is because the bears are trying to. They don't want them to hold it because they're trying to build more downside. The bears are trying to take them out. See, that's why it's getting more aggressive. See, they don't want them to hold this because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get them away from the 550. But see, the buying pressure comes in again. See that? The buying pressure, because the bulls are trying to get back on top of the 549.30, but the bears are trying to keep you underneath it because they're trying to keep you away from 550. See, if you notice that, they're trying to do their hardest, because what the bears are trying to do, the bears are trying to create a downtrend. The bears are trying to create a downtrend because they're trying to keep you away from 550. See, that's the thing. See, the bulls are trying to go towards 550. The bears are trying to keep you away from 550. So that's why every time you notice when the bulls trying to hold a certain spot, the bears come in aggressive because they're trying to keep you away from it. We're just trying to build a downtrend. So that's why they're coming in super aggressive, because they do not want the bulls to hold any type of level at all. They don't want to hold any support, because they know the minute they hold and turn this into support, they know the bulls can go back this way. So in order to avoid them to doing that, the bears going to have to come in super aggressive and take it out. That's the reason why. See, you notice that if you stay on top of it 1 minute, the bears come in and take it out, because they do not want the bulls to hold on top of it, because they don't want the bulls to get back up towards the 550. Because again, remember what I told y'all. The bears do not want the bulls to get above 550, because they know the minute they get above 550, the room that they have to run, right? Because what's happening? You're going from the 540s into the 550s. You're going into a new bracket. You're going to a new number bracket, right? Because what are the bears trying to do? The bears are trying to keep you in the 140s, 540s. The bulls are trying to get into the 550s, because again, it's trying to create higher lows. You're going from the 520s, 530s, 540s. Where do you think they're trying to go next? 560, because again, their end goal is 600, as we stated on our chart. The bulls are trying to cross this line here, which is your pivot point. They're trying to cross that level because they're trying to get on the upper portion of this channel of 550 to 600. See, the bears are trying to stop you. The bears are trying to pull you back underneath it, because again, they don't want you to go this way, because again, they lose power. Because again, the minute that the bulls stay above 550, the sellers, the shorts, the puts have no power, because there's no history above 550 other than the 551 high of day. That's it. Other than that, it's so much room to run for the bulls. It's nothing to stop them, right? I mean, just like here, the minute you broke above this key level here, what happened? The bulls went on the run. Yeah, we had a pullback, but other than that, it just kept going. So you went from 500 back up to 550. You went on a $50 run. So, and you already know what was the main area we needed to break out in order to see 500. Remember, that was 580. I'm sorry, 480. So if I take my line real quick and go back, I still remember all my prices. So if we go back to 480, you remember that was the breakout area we needed to break out in order to see 500. So we go back, 5, boom, there you go, because that gave you that cup and handle pattern, 480. So before 480, remember we had a couple. The cup and handle pattern started was between 480 and 460. So if I can make a duplicate, because I remember my prices by heart. So if I make another one at 460, watch this. 460, boom, there you go. So, and if you notice, we ran up to 480, right? That was in 2022. That's when you got your downtrend. That's when you got that year downtrend, and all the way in 2022 until 2023 came around. We bounced. We started to slowly move our way back on up in 2023, going into 2024, and we went on that run. Why did we go on that run? Because we got that ultimate break above 480. And also, if you notice, we had a cup and handle pattern as well. We had a cup and handle pattern that gave us that help. So once you broke above 480, I mean, it's just been running ever since. You notice that? Ever since we broke out of that cup and handle pattern, out of that 480, SPY just been on a tear from the 500s all the way up to the 550s. So you can clearly see that on where it's trying to go next. SPY is trying to go to where? 600. So the only thing that's holding you back from 600 is 550. I'm sorry, 550. So why 550 a challenge is because that's a $half mark, right? It's the $half mark, because that's the half. You halfway there to the 600 mark. Because if you think about it, you went from 500 to 550. That's a $50 run. From 550 to 600, that's another $50 run, right, guys? So in all, it's putting you on a $100 run, because from 500 to 600, that's $100. So right now, you're on a $50 run because you ran so far from 500 to 550. That's $50. Now, the minute we break 550 and hold 550, now you have another opportunity to go on another $50 run, which is from 550 to 600. Thus, give you a $100 run. So, can we do that? Yeah, it's possible, because we've done it before. Because if y'all remember, when we got rejected at that 480 in the past in year 2022, we had a damn near what it was, $160 drop, because I think you bounced off of the 120, because you went from 480 back down to 380 all the way down to 360, because you bounced off of 360, because I remember that specifically. So if you think about it, from 480 down to 380, that's $100, and then down to 360, you add, all you doing is adding 20 to it, so 120, right? So you had a $120 drop from 480 down to 360, right? And then you had a $100 movement back on up from 360 back up to 480. So you had a $120 drop down, you had a $120 push back on up. So think about it. If this could go on a $100 mover, what makes you think that this can't go on a $100 move back up to 600? See what I mean? So right now, after the company handle pattern breakout at 480 that we needed to get to 500, again, we've been holding 500 ever since, from 500 to 550, from 550 to 600. So right now, you're already at the $half mark already as it is. So you already got that nice little pullback. You bounced already around at 500, back on up towards 550. So right now, the challenge is to get above 550 because we know where the market is trying to go, because you can clearly see the rotation that the market is clearly trying to rotate. Because think about it. Look at all these buyers. Even though we got these little pullbacks here and there, look at the overall candles. Green, 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 green. You know, again, despite a few reds here and there, but look at the overall setup. Look at the overall movement. The overall movement is going back up towards the upside. You're building an uptrend. You are creating a rotation where you're going back up towards the upside. The only thing that's stopping you at this moment is 550, because 550 is a strong natural resistance. We have to get above 550 in order to put us in that upper portion of this channel. So if I put all my lines back, put the normal channel I just had, 500, you can clearly see the channel setup. Boom. Take this one off. Oops, my bad, guys. My bad. Take this off. Here you go. Look, you're in a channel. You're in a $100 channel between 500 to 600 with the mid portion of 550. And look how it plays off of it. You bounce off your bottoms. So even if I change this to support, watch, you can clearly see it. If I put it the normal color like I normally do, tops, overall tops, because we know where it's trying to go. Red, of course, because that'd be resistance. So we know where that's trying to go. Boom. And then you got the midpoint, which is your pivot point, 550. There you go. See? So even if I cut all this out, and I cut this the main channel out, look at this. Boom. See that? You broke it to a new channel. 500 to 600. You already got the bottoms. You already had the pivot point. Again, you break above the pivot point. Look how much room you got to run from 550 to 600 to put us in the upper portion of this channel. So we already testing the bottom portion. We already made history at the bottom. See that? Where you came down to 500 up to 550. Now it's trying to create new history because it's trying to go into the upper portion of this channel. So again, if we can break 550, look how much room you have to run between 550 to 600. It's nothing in your way. It's no indicators. It's no past chart history. You have so much room, which is why the bears are trying so hard to hold you underneath 550, because they know the minute they hold you underneath 550, you get above 550, they have no more control. They lose all control because now it belongs to bears. It belongs to the bulls. Because remember, guys, remember on NVIDIA before the breakout, what was the area we needed to break out? 955, right? Because once we broke out of 955, and that was doing those earnings, 955, then we got up to 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, because all we needed to do was break what? 955. That was the only area, that was the main area we needed to break. So let me put my lines back real quick, and I'll go to NVIDIA and show y'all real quick. Put my lines back. All right, so go to NVIDIA. NVIDIA real quick. Tesla, how high I can go, Queen? Tesla, let's see. Let me go to Tesla real quick. I got you. Let me hear me go to this real quick. 550. 550 is going to be the next area because that's going to be a $half mark as well. So you got to think about those 50s as some strong resistance. I mean, look where you're going. Look, 550 is going to be next. And then again, you get that 550 mark. Again, if we get above 550, all you got to do is turn 550. 550. I keep thinking about SPY. 250. And if we can break above 250, utilize that for support. We can see more upside towards that 300. When you get a full rotation back up to where? 300. Because you see, every time you hit 300, you got that nice pull back on down. 300, nice pull back on down. So you got to think about almost like, put it like this, engineer. You got to think about 300 like a magnet, right? Because look, you leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, where you think it's trying to go? Think about it, Queen. Where do you think Tesla trying to go? What's the area we have not broken above yet? We broke above it in the past, but after that we didn't fail. 300, 300, 300. You see that? So and then on top of it, you broke out of this downtrend setup. Look how much room you have to run this way. So think about it. Exactly, Queen. So think about it. After you broke out of this downtrend, right here, this red line, look how much room you have to run back this way. Because you're above all the indicators. You're above the 200, you're above the 50, you're above the 13. You have nothing but natural resistance right in front of you. So if you think about it, yep, 250 is going to be the first challenge, right? 250 is going around this 250 is going to be the first challenge, and then from 250 you get what, 300. So, but you see it though, engineer. You see the rotation. You see the setup though. You see the perfect setup right here. Look. So if I take look, let me do this. If I take this off, this off, this off, keep that channel, turn that green, right? Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me move this to 250, 250, and then move this to 200. You see the channel set up? Watch this. Boom. See that? Look at the channel. So now that you got back, you rotated back above 200. Now you got 200 support. Now you got that pivot point at 250 from 250. Boom. See that? Now you see the channel? You see the channel set up by itself? Look. You're in a $100 channel. 200, 250, 300. So right now 250 is your pivot. Because if you notice, the body of the candle just has not yet crossed above 250. Because the minute you get above 250, you got room to run up to what? 300. All you're doing is going right back up to this old area that you couldn't break out. It's like a magnet. See? 300, lose it. 300, lose it. 300, lose it. So if you notice, it's pulling up to, it's trying to pull back up to it like a magnet. Because it's trying to break back above 300. I'm sorry, 300. So right now we got to cross 250. From 250, you got room to go up to 300 on Tesla. So you did break out of that downtrend. Going back up towards the upside. You held 200. Now up to 250. So that's right here, $50. So in the $50 mover from 200 to 250, $50. And then if we can go from 250 to 300, that's an additional $50. That'll give you a $100 mover. That'll give you that $100 channel. See that? So the main thing that's in your way right now, 250. Same thing with SPY, 550. So if you think about it. So they both got two challenges. Tesla has 250, SPY has 550. We know the intended target where it's trying to go. We know that Tesla's trying to go to 300. We know SPY's trying to go to 600. Point blank. But yeah, but you see the setup though? See that? Got so much room to run to what? 300. So keep it on watch. But the main challenge first is going to be 250. See where it's trying to go? 250. I mean, I'll put my alert like I normally do. I'll put my alert. 250 is where it's trying to go. 250. 250, 250. Fine. Yeah, here we go. Boom. At or above. Go ahead and set my alert. More than don't you do it. So let's see. All right, boom. So that's going to be, for today, for Tesla, guys, that's going to be our intended target. Don't start, Marty. But yeah, see, but for today, guys, that's going to be our intended target. And think about it, engineer, why not? Look, this is a 30-minute time frame. Look at all this, look how bullish these candles are. 30 minutes, nothing but bulls, nothing but buyers. So what make you think they're not trying to go to 250? Look at that. Look how strong these candles, look how healthy these candles are. So you don't think they're gonna try to push to 250? Look at that. Healthy. Nothing but healthy, strong green candles, just steady going up. Nothing but buyers going up. I have not seen a red candle yet. So with this being said, the momentum is going up. Because again, we have not hit a major resistance in order for us to see a red candle yet. Right now, since the market has opened up at 9:30 on Tesla, green. It's been nothing but buying, which thus is making the sellers scared because due to bear traps, right, engineer? Because if you notice, 30 minutes of buying, 30 minutes of buying. So it's been, an hour and 30 minutes now of just straight buying. So right now, with nothing but these strong green candles, again, the sellers are paranoid. The puts are paranoid because they don't want to get caught in a bear trap because due to the momentum, the bullish momentum of Tesla, that's pushing. Because if you think about it, think about it, engineer, Marty, have y'all seen a red candle on Tesla yet? And this is a 30-minute time frame. Have y'all seen a red candle yet? So why go for, why short it when it's bullish? The overall movement is bullish. So my thing is, with that being said, the intended target, where I think that the buyers are trying to push is 250. So right now, I mean, look where you came from. All the way down from 535-ish area, all the way up here. Look where it's trying to go. You're only $3 away from 250. So we already know the intended target where it's trying to go. I mean, look right here. Even though I haven't touched it, look how I yanked it back. Look how I yanked it up like a magnet. You see that? Look at this bullish movement. Red to green. Red 2 green. You notice how it yanked it back up towards 250? So you know where it's trying to go. I mean, you already came from a downtrend where the buyer stepped in around at 150, got you above 200, because you remember 200 was our challenge, got above 200 and back on up to 250. It's nothing but buyers right now. It's straight buyers. Yeah, it's buyers. I mean, look at this bullish movement. It's bulls. I mean, you can clearly see this. You're going from red to green. That's straight bullish. I wouldn't be going for no push right now. Hell to the no. I'm just being honest with y'all. You know, I like to be real with y'all. We broke out of a downtrend. Look at this. There's nothing in the bull's way. No indicators either. 200-day, you're above the 200-day moving average. You're above the 50-day moving average. You're above the 13. It's nothing in the way but natural support and resistance. So, and again, it's nothing but a red to green, and you know where it's trying to go. Look at this. Look. 540, almost 548. Look, 548. $2 away from 550. Tell me I ain't call this. I'm telling y'all where it's trying to go. It's trying to go to 250. It's trying to go to 250. You're only $2 away from it. So it's going to be a little challenge here and there, you know, around this little area. But the ultimate push is trying to go to 250. Look, we're almost at 249 almost. So tell me I'm lying. 248.17, 248.20. We're going to see 249 soon. And once you see 249 soon, it's going to be $1 away from 250. See that? I mean, easy. I mean, it's easy to read this stuff, guys. It's easy to read it. I mean, look at the patterns. Patterns is setting up. You're on a downtrend break. 200 is hell, because that was the area we needed to break out, was 200. Because anytime you went underneath it, you kept getting rejected, you fall, rejected, fall. And then anytime you was on top of 200, you bounce. So that was somewhat of your pivot point where you can utilize that for support and resistance. Right now, we're on top of it. We broke out of 200. Now we're utilizing that for support all the way up to 250. From 250, if you can utilize 250 for support, you got room to 300. So right now, I mean, Tesla's on the move. I mean, let's just be real. Tesla's on the move. Definitely a U-shape. Definitely a red to green where we are transitioning the play back on up towards the upside. And we know the intended target was what Tesla's trying to go, which is 250. So keep your eyes peeled on that for my Tesla traders. So right now, look at this. Uptrend. We know where Tesla's trying to go. Even if I just take this one, you can clearly see an uptrend. Look, if I make a new uptrend this way, look, right here. Boom, uptrend. You can see it. From yesterday to today, uptrend to what? 250. It's trying to make it a ascending triangle. So you got room to run up to what? Boom. Your intended target, 250. I mean, you can clearly see these setups. It's not hard to read these guys. It's easy to read these setups. And the thing about it is, once you start to understand, and once you start to, recorrect that. I don't know what's T-Sal. Nah, I'm messing with you. I know what you're talking about, boss. Check out volume on Tesla. Right here. Yeah, it's all bullish. It's straight bullish. On let's say I look on nothing. I mean, it's not, but it's just bullish. Let me go to a 6 month. Let's go to 6 month. I could check any time frame. I mean, it's easy to check this stuff. You could check it quick. Once you start to get used to this. Yep. Look at this. Oh, look at those gap ups. Oh, look at that. Even on a 6 month, you're above all the indicators. You're above the 200, you're above the 13, you're above the 50. You done broke out of the downtrend breakout. I mean, it's just clear skies from here. Look at this. Tesla just went bananas, and that's all due to what? 200. See that? See, and I'm not. Guys, see, y'all about to. I'm not trying to do this again. But I'm trying to shut my mouth. I'm not. Marty, you know what I'm about to say. Should I say it or should I just keep my mouth shut? I'm gonna ask y'all. Should I say it or should I keep my mouth shut? I'm asking y'all out of respect. I'm asking y'all on all platforms. Toms, good morning, boss. I'm asking all of y'all. Should I say what I want to say right now or should I keep my mouth shut?
Thompson says, what's up, king of trading? Hustle and flow 666 says, say it.
Okay. You remember? I had an argument about my lines, right? I had an argument about my lines, correct? You remember I had to get into an argument with somebody about my lines, right? Because everybody was talking about my lines with shit, my lines with this and that. Okay. So if we're looking at Tesla and we use my line, what do we break out? And once we did break out, what do we bounce on top of? and went on this nice run on almost a $50 mover due to what? Looking at my line. Y'all on a money making opportunity that people could have been made but was shutting me down. Look at this. Hit my line, came on down, broke out my line, bounced on top my line, 200, and then ran all the way up to 250 because you due to my line, had you to go caught these little areas, you had a $50 run. No. I wasn't not bragging, Tom. I was saying that no. I had gotten an argument with somebody that was telling me my lines wasn't nothing. That my lines didn't mean anything. That my lines was not accurate. That this, that, and the third. But all I'm showing is that, the market did this around my line. I don't control the market. Look at this. You got rejected where? 200. You broke above 200. You bounced on top of 200, and then you ran on up. And I had my lines. And again, Toms, I'm not trying to be a smart ass or brag. What I'm saying is, I do this for you guys so y'all can get a clear picture of, because I know sometimes y'all don't get to see things, but a lot of people argue me down about simple things like this. Like, I'm not telling people to trade the lines. I try to tell people to trade around the lines. See, that's what people get it misconstrued at. People think that I put lines because I'm telling them to trade it. That is not what I'm doing. I put lines so you can trade around the lines and the reason why I do that because so you can see that those lines sometimes can be treated as a magnet because it can be beneficial for bears and it can be beneficial for bulls, right? Because it can be utilized for support and it can be utilized as resistance. So what I mean by, okay, let me for those who think that I'm telling people to trade off lines is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, guys, utilize it. Meaning that if you see that it's being treated like a magnet, when I'm saying utilize the line by, okay, if we get rejected at 200, let's just say for instance, okay, and we pull back down. All right, what I'm saying is buy underneath it because 9 times out of 10, you're going to rotate back to it. So that means buy areas away from it. So therefore, you're getting a nice safe entry, right? Because buying at the line is like buying almost like a brick wall because we don't know what it's going to do. We don't know if it's going to break out and, we don't know if it's going to crack and come back down. I wouldn't want to buy at a brick wall. No. You buy away from the brick wall because you got to utilize that area like a magnet. So once we see this hit and we know where the buyers are trying to go because we see it tested more than once, right? We see it tested once, twice, 3. So we know where the buyers are trying to go. So we know something like this. Okay, we get a little U-shape. Okay, get away from that line. Buy at the bottom. So, you can either utilize it for a put opportunity. But if you're trying to go back up towards the upside, you don't buy at the lines. You buy away from the lines when you buy at the bottoms here. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is you want to buy low because once it does break out, and say for instance you do get a pullback, right? Before it even gets to your entry, it's going to pull back where? It's going to pull back towards 200 because you have to utilize 200 like a magnet. So while that's pulling back down to here, you're safe down here. That's what I've been trying to get at when I talk about the lines. Because sometimes you have to utilize the lines for a safety net. So again, when you get a pullback, something like this, buy the bottoms. So when you do go back up here, you can have a choice to either get out right at 200 or continuously let it ride. It's up to you. But look how much cushion you have from here to here to make a slight decision without getting scared out of your position. Because don't get me wrong, you got some traders that don't have good patience. We know this. I get like that sometimes where you see a little bit of red, you panic, you jump out. We know this because a lot of you guys do it. You ain't got to lie. I know y'all do it. So it's like, you have a game plan, but the minute you see a little bit of red in your profit or your P&L, you jump ship without giving it time to move up. So what I'm saying is put yourself in a position where you can give it, where you'll have more reward than risk is what I'm saying. So once you start utilizing these bottoms, like, okay, look, let's do this. Let me take this line. Let me make another line. So once we utilize these bottoms, figure out where these bottoms are located. Right here, we see these buyers where the buyers moved in. You came on down, you bounce, you came on down, you bounce, right? But now that I put this other line, okay, now that I put this bottom line, now you see the overall setup Toms and hustle. Now you see the ultimate rotation. You see that? What I mean by that? Now that I put this line down here, because you hit the tops and then you have bottoms where you bounce, right? So if you were going in for a call, I'm saying if you're betting on it to go back on up, right? Catch the bottoms where it rotates back on up towards that resistance. So that's why when I said, this is what I mean. So let me take the line out. See, when I say the line, people think I'm telling my trading the line. No. Wait for a pullback away from the lines where you can catch the bottoms. Bottoms away as it pulls back to it like a magnet. So if you're catching at the bottoms, 9 times out of 10, your idea is like, okay, I'm gonna ride this back on up to what? 200. So you done got in at a low area of 170 for a run back on up to 200, which that's a $30 mover, right? So if you think about it, that's a $30 profit that you just profit on off of, is what I'm trying to get at. So we know the intended target was trying to go back to. Even though you're falling, we know that it's trying to go back up to where? Because we're thinking about it psychologically on where the bulls are trying to go. So we know that once we pull back here, we know that the bulls are trying to get back above 200. So how do we play this? So again, we don't want to buy at 200 because we know that, again, that could be considered resistance and considered support.
How would you line a chart that is at its ADH?
Like, let me see, you mean like all-time highs, boss? Well, I mean, once you start to see where it tests at over and over and over, that it cannot break out, you hit, you fall, you hit, you fall. Now, the reason why I'll put it like this. Now, the reason why I chose 200 instead of moving it all the way up here, like right where these tops are located, because I'm thinking about a whole number, right? I'm thinking about a whole number. I'm thinking about a whole number bracket because you go from the hundreds, right, to 200s. So every time you go up to a new different bracket or a new whole number, we know that that's automatically resistance. We know that's automatically resistance. A whole number is because you're going into a new area. You're going from the hundreds to the 200s, right? So we know that before you go into the 200s, that's going to be a challenge. So you're going to get some rejections. You're going to get hit. You're going to fall. You're going to hit. You're going to fall. You're going to hit. You're going to fall until your buys move in, create some higher low build for a nice possible squeeze back on up towards the upside. For example, we know that once you hit here, you had so much room to fall back on down, but we know that the bulls are trying to get right back up to 200 when you pull back on down again. But if you notice on this pullback, we didn't get a deep drop. So if you notice, this was the biggest drop here. So this time, we actually started to build somewhat of a higher low because they started to hold a floor finally. So we know that they was trying to keep a tighter wedge for an ultimate push. So I could come up with any pattern. I could take a line. I could take a trend line. I could do this. I could take a trend line. I can see trend lines like, I could just see like any little type of thing where it look like a trend line and then setting itself up for the center triangle squeeze. How many y'all saw that? See? U-shape. How many y'all saw that? I mean, it's like different patterns that set itself up. I mean, all the ultimate area where it was bouncing at. Two set around 170. So it's like different things I can see. I can see it in different types of ways. I can come down here. I can utilize 170. See? Again, as long as 170 is holding, boom, you bounce. It's so many different ways you can see these setups. You can see it from an ascending triangle pattern setup. You can see it from a U-shaped setup. You can see it from a channel setup. It's different ways that you can try to figure this out. Because, why did I still stay confident as far as on the buy side, knowing that we did pull back? Because the buyers told me so. Because we pulled back, we held. We pulled back because think about it. All right, let me show you for example. Let me utilize my bottom line for example. Okay, think about it. All right, let me show you for example. Let's look at these lines. Okay, Toms, and for the rest of you guys, my upper line, right? My upper line, right? Y'all looking right at it. Did you see any of the bodies of the candles cross over until the breakout? Did you see the body of the candle cross over 200? Or is it underneath 200? Did you see a body of the candle cross over 200? Or is it underneath 200? So right there, that's giving me indication that that area is heavily guarded by bears because they're not even allowing the body of the candle to even stay above 200. So we know that that area is a strong resistance, right? Okay, vice versa. That's just like if we come down here on support. See, we had this little dip, but other than that, look at that. The bulls held this area up. Bulls held this area up. The bulls held this area up. So after this little dip, think about it. Do you see any of the bodies of the candles now on the downside crossing over 170 or 169-ish? No. So we know that this area is guarded by the bulls, and we know this area is guarded by the bears. So even though this pullback is here, we know that as long as you keep bouncing, we know that the bulls are trying to move back up to what? 200.
What's your favorite timeline/S to use?
Honestly, boss, 180. I ain't gonna lie, the 180. I ain't gonna lie, I do like using the 180. Now, the reason why I like using the 180 chart, boss. Let me go back to it real quick. Now, because it gives me an overall vision. So like here, I'll bring it up real quick. I like using the 180. Like for SPY, like boom. For example, if I use the 180, it gives me an overall idea where the market is going. Look how it plays. Bounce right off of my what? Trend line. See that? It gives me an overall view, like I get an overall view of where the market is going. You know, even during those choppy days, it's like I try to figure out, okay, is the market really going up or is the market going down? So I start to kind of look at certain areas. See how I was looking at these bounces. I looked at my trend line. I see we got rejected. Then we came on down around the 542 30th marks, but we still held. Because even if I take these lines off, look what these buyers kept holding. I take this line off, take this line off. You can clearly see what the buyers were trying to hold. Right about here. See, look. Bounce, 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 bounce. See that?
180 day per candle.
Yeah. I used the 180 12 hour because these candles each is every 12 hours. Pretty much 1 a.m. to 1 p.m. 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. So that's basically what I use. So as you notice, I mean, look how many times we held this area over and over. And how did I figure this out? All I did was take the old resistance that we couldn't break out. All I did was do this. I took the old area that we couldn't break out in the past. See that? We kept hitting, falling, hitting, falling, hitting, falling, hitting, falling, hitting, falling until we finally broke out. All I did was take that exact line and go across the board as we came down to it, where now you bounce, 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 you bounce. That's it. That's all I did. So now the only thing to do now is you see the area that we have not broken out yet? All you do is just do the same exact thing. We in this little channel to understand that, okay, what do SPY need to break out to see some upside? Because what is the area on this side that we could not break out? Which is around what? If we go to the open is 549.77, which is where my line is. So if we do this, you can clearly see the setups. That's why I have like a lot of lines. But I don't do it for me, I do it for you guys because and that's the reason why I put a lot of lines. I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why I put a lot of lines because I may see things, I can see things that y'all may not see. So in order for me to, we got it, boss?
The same area just about and currently is retesting.
Yeah, okay, no, I was thinking Tesla. I'm trying to learn. No. There's nothing wrong. Yeah. Whatever you need help with, boss, I'm here to help you. So you say you're looking at Apple. I think Apple was on the, I'm going to go to Apple in a few. But like I was saying, boss, all I was doing was taking the pass, the old area that we couldn't break out, and all I did was utilize it as we came back down to that same exact area to see what was going for now in the present. All we kept down, look, bounce, 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 bounce. If y'all noticed, none of the bodies of the candle on my 180, right? On my 180 chart, none of the bodies, not the wicks. That's the lines. I'm not talking about the lines. The bodies. If y'all notice, none of the bodies of the candle as we came back down after that breakout, think about it, guys. None of the bodies has crossed over this way. Okay. OJ, I'm gonna ask y'all this. Marty, Toms, do y'all see any of the bodies of the candles crossing over underneath this line? I'm going to as close as I can. Do you see like the bodies like staying underneath that line? You see what came down? You bounce. You came down. You bounce. Look, exactly. It's bouncing back. That means that the bulls are holding this area, meaning that as we come down here, scalp. I mean, you can even hold this.
Just the wicks it looks.
Exactly. So and how did I figure this out? All I did was take the pass that we could not break out right here. We could not break out because there was a strong resistance, right? Strong resistance can turn into strong support. So as we break out of this area and go on the run, all you do is utilize the past and bring it into the present. So as you come back down this way, you can utilize this for a bounce. 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 Hell, you go for a swing trade. You can, as we come down here, you can utilize this for a bounce and hold it, and look where you go. Look where you would have ended up at. If you would have got in around at 543, you would have got out at around 548, 547. Yeah, 548. So that's a what, $5 mover. So if you would have got in right here, this bounce, held on for a swing, boom, you could have did it again. Look, got in for another one, bounce, got in for a swing trade, got in right all over again. Same key area that never changed this position. So as we going this way, okay. So I'm gonna help you set up for the future. I'm gonna help you guys set up for the future that we never broke out yet, right? Because remember, we have not broken out this key level. So as we break out this way, okay, what can you? I'm gonna ask y'all this to see if y'all on the same page with me. Same page with me, right? So As we break out this way, guys, as we break out this way and we pull back, what price can we utilize? I'm gonna ask y'all this. As we break out now this way on SPY and pull back, what price can we utilize for a possible bounce on up? So I'm gonna ask y'all this. Let me see if y'all can answer it. Let me put it on 3, put it on a bolder candle. As we break out of this area, going up towards to the 550s, and we pull back, what area can we utilize? Not 546, Queen. Pay close attention to my charts. Let me take all of this off. Because we broke out of the trend line, out of the downtrend. Let me take all this off. Look closely. Against 549. See? And you can count it as 552 because that's natural resistance. But we know around those two key areas, we can utilize that for possible support. Because we know for sure 550 is a natural resistance, natural support. And we also have this 49.77 level, which is still, if you round it up, it's still around 550. If you notice, because that's why our old candle is. This is the area that the bears would not allow you to break out of. Yeah, all you do is turn resistance into support. So, because this is the area that the bulls are not allowing you to break out of. Think about it, guys. So same thing here. Same area that the bears did not allow you to break out of. As we came back on down, look. Y'all notice that? Y'all notice that old breakout area was utilized for support now on the upside. Y'all notice that, right? Y'all notice this area here was once resistance because we could not break out. But as we broke out and came down, y'all notice the same area was used to support. Y'all notice that? Y'all notice it? Y'all left from it and you came right back down to this area. See that? That you could have used for support. Support, even though you cracked it, what did the buyers get back on top of? Notice that? 543, 543, 543. You got the wicks, but look at the bodies of the candles. The bodies of the candles closed above what? 543, 543, 543, 543, 543. Look at it. Over and over and over and over and over. Same line that held us back from a breakout. Same line, go across the board. Go across the board as you come back on down. 543, 543, 543, 543, 543, 543, 543, 543. Look how many times it did it. Look how many times y'all could have been scalping, swing trades, setting yourself up all because of that one area. And look, from 543, you move right back on up to what? Now you got a new test area. So, as we break out this way, now y'all know what to do. Now y'all know what to do. If, like I said, once we get this breakout and we pull back, utilize old resistance. That's it. That's the smartest way to do it. That's the smartest. Okay. I'm trying to break this down. Because you can utilize this as a magnet. So, okay. If we don't break, it looks like you want to push. But I was saying, even if we didn't push and we came back down, and you was trying to go in for a call, right? But you didn't want to buy up at these areas. When we pull back, 9 times out of 10, where is it going to return to? Now that y'all start to see how I utilize these lines now for like magnets. So if we didn't pull back, we didn't break out, just saying, and we pulled back, where's it going to try to return back to? 549.77, because this is the area, and look right now what it's trying to do. See what I mean? See what I mean? It's easy to read this, because all the bulls are trying to do is take out an area that they could not break out. See that? All they doing is just trying to break out and stay on top of it. That's it. All they're trying to do is just take that territory away from the bears. That is it, guys. Because we already know the bears claimed it, because you can see this nice impact, this nice pullback, right? Because the bulls can break out. The bulls cannot stay on top of it. The bears took over. So what do you think the bulls are trying to do now? The bears are trying to take that same territory away from the bears. Now y'all get it? All they're trying to do now is break above it and hold. See that? Why do you think they fighting at this area right now as we doing a nice little U shape, doing a nice red to green? Because the bulls are trying to take the bears' territory. See, again, when you hit, bears came in, they took this territory. So now that we're U-shaping back this way, now the bulls are trying to take the bears' territory. So that means that now they're trying to go from red to green, trying to turn this from resistance to now what? Support. So that means is if we can get a breakout above it and come back down, it's no longer a bull trap, it will be a bear trap. Because when you ran up, This was a bull trap because the bulls couldn't hold it, which is where the bears came in and clobbered the bulls. So now what the bulls are trying to do is reverse the traps. Now if they can stay above this key level and we get a breakout and we pull back, now instead of being a bull trap, it can be a possible bear trap because you're turning resistance into support. As we see in here, look at this. Bull trap, bull trap, bull trap, bull trap, bull trap, bull trap until you got the breakout. Now the bull trap is turned into what? Bear trap, bear trap, bear trap, bear trap, bear trap, bear trap, bear trap. So all they're trying to do is do the same exact thing. So right here, bull trap, bull trap. Now the bulls are trying to turn into what? Bear trap, meaning that now they're trying to create squeezes on up. And not just that, if you pay close attention to my channel, what are we holding on top of? My trend line, right? We're holding on top of my trend line with room to run this way. Going from that trend line to this trend line, right? So that means that's 550, 552, even 554, right? So we hold this area and we hold this trend line. Look how much room you have to go back this way, right? You notice that? Notice that rotation? You notice the rotation from the bottoms? Now holding on top of the trend line, we're going to run up this way. So see that? I mean, it's easy to see these plays, guys. It's easy. Like don't make it difficult. Oh, I mean, and I forgot about OJ. I do apologize, OJ. I'm so sorry. You talking about Apple? I ran my mouth about. I'm sorry. I apologize. Apple. I think was I using the yearly chart? Apple. Yeah, I think it was the 5-year chart I was using on this bad boy, isn't it? Oh, what's the 180? That's because I got on 6 months. Let me go to 5 year. I knew something was throwing me off. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay, so OJ. Okay, so now you see the setup on Apple, on why I called it out. I called it out before it even hit this. Look at that. 160, 180, then up to this 200 mark, and now you're pushing on up. But you see the rotation on my channel. So if I take all the line off, watch this. Take this off. Take this off. Take this off. You see the channel? You see the channel set up itself? I'm trying to clean it. I feel like something caught on me. But yeah, you see the channel set up where you got the overall taps. See that? Your resistance, which is in red. Your support, which is in green. So every time you hit the bottoms, you rotate back on up to the tops. From the tops, back down to the bottoms. From the bottoms, where you start to hit your trend line. So right now we're testing that trend line. See that? But you see how it's playing off of my trend line so well? See that? You hit my trend line, you come on down, you bounce on this one, you go back on up, but you notice the rotation. See that? So if you notice the rotation, back and forth, so you already bounced off the bottoms. So what you're doing right now on Apple is you're slowly rotating from the bottoms, trying to rotate back up to the top. So, but OJ, you notice the rotation, you notice the setup though? How I have it set up on my trend line? I mean, even if I take these lines off, like if I take the yellow ones off, what we got, boss? Let me see. Take the lines off. I mean, just focus on just the red and the green. See the rotation? From the bottoms, tops, bottoms, and just rotating. Just be in between this channel. Yeah.
Man, I love your
yeah. So, yeah, boss. So, like I said, if I just take off the yellow lines, but you notice like the overall resistance mark. Appreciate you, boss.
I feel like I can truly learn.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm here to help y'all with whatever y'all need. Boss, I'm here to help y'all with whatever. I don't judge any questions. Anything you need help on, I'm here to help you with. Like to make y'all see what I see. So right now you can kind of see an overall resistance right here because every time you hit that, you get a strong pull back down. And you can kind of see where the overall support is when you get a nice strong move back on up. So you can kind of see the areas where your sellers or your puts come in at strongly. And you see this area where your buyers come in strongly. See that? You hit that green line and you notice the impact. Every time you touch around that green line, you get a strong movement back on up. Here's that green trend line, strong movement back on up. Here's that green trend line, strong movement back on up. So you see how powerful that support line is? And all you're doing is rotating. You rotate from the tops down to the bottoms, back up to the tops, back down to the bottoms, back up. All it is a rotation, up and down, up and down. That's all it is doing. All it is rotating, boss. All it is doing is this. So if you look at it, you're going tops, bottoms, tops, tops, bottoms, bottom, top. That's really all it's doing. So, and then in order to figure out, okay, what is it hitting in the middle? That's where your yellow trend lines come in at. That's why I got the yellow trend lines, because it's not going all the way up to the red lines, right? So that's where the yellow one comes in at. So this is where I do this at. So once I started to notice that it's not going all the way up to the red trend line, okay, I'm like, okay, it got to be something in the middle that's stopping it from going all the way up to the red. Because I'm looking at the full rotation from red to green. But what's stopping it from going all the way to the red? So that's where my yellow ones come in at. So I do this. So I go here. See it? So now I'm figuring out, okay, what's stopping it from going all the way up here? It got to be another trend line in the middle. So you can notice that. Hit the trend line, comes on down. Trend line, comes on down. Trend line, comes on down. Now what do you see Apple hitting, OJ? Yellow trend line, right? So 9 times out of 10, and so what you do is, you don't just look at the trend line and just be like, oh man, I'm gonna get in and jump in right now. You have to understand the prices on side of it. So I'm looking at it. Okay, as we are hitting this trend line, what price is on the side? I see that I got 220 on this side, and you can't really see. Oh yeah, there you go. So yeah, I got 220 going across the board. So I know it's hitting around this area. So I know around 220. That's when I start to figure it out. I'm like, okay, can 220 hold up as a resistance now? Because the fact is, we are hitting this trend line. Because we have not broken above the trend line yet. So could this trend line hold up as resistance as it did in the past? It hit the trend line, it come on down. It hit the trend line, it come on down. So now I have to think about this price point. Okay, how can I utilize this price point, at this moment? Could 220 be a resistance, or could it be a support? Meaning that, okay, if we do hold 220, can we break out of that trend line and actually move up to this red line? So if we do that, if 220 holds, now I have to think about the prices above. I have to think about 220, 230, 240. Because if we do get a full rotation, that means from 220 to 240 is a $20 rotation. So that means that if we go this way, look how much room you have to go that way. So that means that you got 230, you got 240, and so forth. However, if 220 doesn't hold, I have to now think about it on the downside. So that means is now I have to utilize this as resistance once again. When you hit, you fall, you hit, you fall. And what price is that again? Around that 220 mark. It's lining up right with my trend line perfectly. So if it don't break out and go up, now I have to think on the downside. Now I have to think about, okay, if it gets rejected, it can pull back this way. It can go from 220 back on down to 200, where it lines up right with this old breakout area down here. So 220 is going to put it like this. 220 is going to be, it's going to be a pivot. 220 is going to be a pivot. That's going to be your make or break. Because if 220 holds, then you can see the higher prices. 230, 240, so forth, right? So, all right, let me show you what I'm talking about, boss. So, if I take horizontal line, you can see a channel. So I can kind of figure out which way that the market is trying to go on Apple. Can we see more upside, or will we see more? Or could we see some downside? So if I take a line here, because I know this is a breakout area, right? Because you hit, you fall, you hit, you fall. So I have to utilize 200 at the moment, right? So, all right, let me utilize 200. That'll be support for the moment. That'll be support, all right? Because that's the old breakout area. Old resistance can turn into new support, right? All right, so now we're moving up to a new bracket, 220, right? That's gonna be my pivot, because that can either act as support or resistance. So let me utilize this. I'm gonna put that as my pivot for at the moment, because I know where it's trying to go. So, all right, 220, boom, got that one. So if we do break above the pivot, I know that it has room to run up to what? 240. So I can make another one, right? That'll set up my upper portion of my channel. So I can do this. I can make a duplicate. Once again, set this one up for 240 this time. So 240, boom, up. There we go, 240. And here, and here. Boom, now you get it? OJ, now you see it? So we had an old breakout area, 200, right? 200. I mean, and then you can still read it on my trend line at the same time. That's crazy how you can see a channel and my trend line at the same time, and they're all playing together. So if you notice, 200, we broke out of 200, so that's no longer resistance. That's now what? Support, right? So you have support at 200 with room to run up to 220. Yo, boy, shout out, boss. Thank you so much.
Boy Fields is now following on Twitch.
Appreciate it so much, boss. So now, if you notice, 220 is no longer resistance, right? Because now we're above it. So now I have to focus on prices above the key level. So Now, this 220 can be your pivot point. Now, what I mean by pivot point, 220 can act as either support or resistance. So we know for sure that 200 itself is going to be automatic support. So that's out the window. So we know we was to get a pullback, 9 times out of 10, we're going to fall back down to 200. So as we're in the air, we have to understand that 220 is lining up right with my yellow trend line that can act as resistance. Because we see, and why? How do we know this? Due to the past. Because we see that every time we hit that trend line, you pull back. You hit that trend line, you pull back. You hit around that trend line, you pull back. So as we hit this trend line, what price is around that trend line? 220. So again, that's going to be your pivot, because the reason why I'm calling it a pivot, because if we get above 220, you have room to do what? We break above that trend line and break above 220. That means that you got room to run up from 220, 230, 240 up towards these highs. And what would that give you? That'll give you a complete rotation on this channel alone. So what I mean by that, right here, guys, this will give you a full rotation, right? From the bottom of the top of the red line, down to the green lines, back on up towards the red line. In order for us to see a complete rotation, we will have to cross what? 240. But in order for us to get there, what do we need to stay above? 220. So 220, why? Because 220 can act as support. That's what I mean by that. So you can look at it from both sides. And I'm gonna explain it from both sides of the fence. I'm gonna explain it from an upside standpoint, and I'm gonna explain it from a downside standpoint. I'm explaining from an upside standpoint first. So from an upside standpoint, right? Once you get that rotation, like say for instance, your buyers do step in. So we break above 220, you can utilize that as you do pull back down as support, where you can bounce back up towards what? 240. Because now that 220 is support as well. 220 is support, because now we're looking at it on the downside, because we have enough buyers to hold it. Because you're holding above the trend line, you're bouncing on top of that trend line and moving up towards the what? That red line. You're getting a complete rotation all the way around, right? From the upside standpoint. Okay, so let's think about it from a downside standpoint. So that was from the upside standpoint. So downside standpoint. If we don't break above 220, this could turn back into what? Resistance, where you come back down towards 200, where you can, that's gonna be your first bounce. Boom, and come back down to these levels. So something like this. So you have to look at it from two standpoints, which is why I said 220 is very crucial. If you stay underneath it, we'll see downside. If you stay above it, we'll see upside. So it can go either which way, but 220 is gonna be very crucial, because that's gonna dictate on which direction that the market is gonna continue to go. So again, if we stay underneath 220, we'll see downside. If we stay above 220, we'll see upside. Now y'all get it, how that one price can determine a lot of stuff. How just that 220 can determine whether we see more upside or we come back down to see downside. And if we do come back down to see downside, we know that 200 is a natural support now, which is a whole number, and we know that that can hold up very strong. We know that once we do pull back, we can definitely see this, where we can see a little bounce off the trend line, and then you recover on top of 200, and you start to move back on up towards the upside. So we know that can happen too. You know, basically once the do pull back, you'll get a lower shadow where your buyers will move right back on in, get that body of the candle close right back on top of 200, and you move back that way. So that's what I mean. So let me try to see if I can break it down. So you'll get like a little pullback on this trend line, but then the body of the candle will close right on top of 200, where you could get a nice little movement back on up towards the upside. Something like that, where you stay on top of that trend line, you get a little pullback, a little dip, but then again, your buyers will step in, which will push the body back up towards 200. You'll get a long upper shadow, lower shadow, put the body back on top of 200, and you'll reverse back towards the upside. Almost something like, if I can find one, almost something like where you dip and you kind of get the buyers move right back on top of that trend line, and you move right back on up, something like that to that nature. So, but yeah. But like I said, 220 is just gonna be crucial. 220 is gonna determine whether we see more upside or we see downside. Again, because we have to treat that as a pivot. Again, we know what support is, and we look at it from a channel standpoint, from 200, 220, 240. So again, if we hold 220, you have room to rotate back up. If we lose 220, you have room to rotate right back on down. So 220 is going to be very crucial. That's going to be your pivot point. It's going to determine on where Apple wants to end up today. Do we want to go? Do we want to stay above 220 and move back up towards some higher prices, or do we want to get rejected at 220 and move back on down towards the 200s? So that's going to be a pivot point. That area is going to be crucial. And why is that area crucial? Is because it's lining up with my trend line. So every time, again, you hit that trend line, you come on down. How do I know this? It's because the past told me that. Because every time you hit up that trend line, you get rejected. You hit that trend line, you get rejected. Now we back where? That trend line. So will we get rejected again? Will we start to come back underneath 220? Or will buy a step in and we actually push? So that's why I'm saying that area is going to be crucial, because you have two crucial areas right at your area. 220, which is a natural resistance and a natural support. And you also have my trend line. And you can see the impact of the trend line, because every time you hit, you get rejected. You hit, you get rejected. When you get on top, you can utilize that as support to bounce. But right now, we're underneath it. We have not broken above that trend line just yet. You can see right across the board. See that? None of the bodies of the candles has crossed above my yellow trend line, trying to get back up to this red trend line. You see, every time it hit, it gets rejected. It hit, it gets rejected. Like none of the bodies, it's like empty space. Nothing but empty space, empty space, empty space. We have not gotten a break above that line yet. So that's why you have to take that into consideration. Yeah, see? So even if I take these lines off, OJ, watch. If I take these lines off, you can clearly see the setup on my channel pattern. So if I take this off, take all of this off, and just focus on that channel pattern. Watch. Come on, there we go. All right, here we go. See, but you notice, OJ? Look across the board. None of the candles has crossed over that yellow line yet, which is why I say look very closely at what prices around that area, 220, right? So that's why I'm saying this area is going to be crucial, because if we get a push, that'll break you above the trend line and you move back this way. If not, all you're going to do is just come back down like here, like this, what we did in the past. When you run on up, you get rejected. You run on up, you get rejected. You run on up, you get rejected. So look right here. We're at the same key area going for a possible third touch again. Once, twice, third touch. Now, will we get a breakout, or will we get pulled back and come on down, which that'll put you right back underneath 220. But OJ, now you get my breakdown. Now y'all get my breakdowns on what I'm talking about. How to look at this channel pattern, this channel play. Look at this. We have not even got back up to the red line yet. Look how empty the space is right above your head, because we have not broken above the yellow line. Look at this. Every time we hit, we get rejected. And where we at right now? Yellow line. So will we get rejected, or will we get an actual breakout this time? You know, so that's what I'm saying. And again, what price is around that? 220. Yeah. Yeah, boss. I mean, and like I said, once you start to get the hang of it and start to understand your prices, because even by looking at your prices, you can kind of tell what it does. Like, because again, you got some prices, you got some stocks that move by 20s, you got some stocks that move by 10s, you got some stocks that move by 5s. Like for example, here I think these, if I'm not mistaken, I think Apple moves by even numbers. So I think it goes like by 2, 4, 6, 8, something like that. So you can see right here, what do you bounce? 220. What is this area? 260. What do you get rejected? 200. Where are we testing at? 220. So if you notice, it's moving by even numbers.
So far, Al trade ideas hit great. SPY 550 DTE calls QQQ 488 DTE calls IWM 203
killing it.
All 0 DTE positions. All trades went over 100%, but I averaged about 60%.
Man, shout out to you, boss. Shout out.
153% and QQQ calls at over 207%. I am done for the day.
Man, shout out to you, man.
Happy for RTH guys.
Man, shout out to you, boss. Shout out to you, man. You deserve that. That's what I'm talking about. Before the weekends hit too, shout out to y'all, man. Definitely shout out to y'all. So right now, we're still holding on this trend line as far as Apple. Apple's still holding the trend line, but you still got room. So we haven't not cracked it completely. So everything is still holding up on the uptrend. So I still think we're going to push back up towards the upside. Still holding the open, still holding this uptrend, still going on up towards the upside. So let me see. Let me keep it on watch. So like I said, the 220 is going to be crucial. Like I said, in order for us to see more upside, 220 has to hold. 220 has to hold. They start to get that push. 220, 222, 224, and so forth. Right now, 220 is holding. 220 is holding for sure. We want to hold above that key level, get above 220, because you got to understand, we are hitting new highs. We're creating new highs right now. Because right now we hit a new high of what? 221.40. So right now we are definitely hitting new highs. So right now we're moving by twos. We want to definitely stay by twos. 220, 222, 224, 226, and so forth. So right now we're definitely getting a little bit of a little pullback, but I still think we're going to push back up towards that 222. So I think 222 is definitely where it's trying to go. So keep it on watch though. Because right now, I mean, again, you got to treat today like a Friday, guys. The volume is going to be up and down.
Says, Jay, happy 4RTH to you and your family.
Thank you so much, boss.
See you Friday here, maybe. Thanks for all the helpful insights. I am out. Ciao.
Man, shout out to you, boss. God bless you, and I hope you have a blessed, happy 4th. Yeah, I will be back, for sure, Friday, man. And again, I do apologize for not being in yesterday, because like I said, I got my new family in, man. I got my son with me. He's 3 years old, and getting adjusted to that and the reason why I was jumping on my lives normal before, because I didn't have my family here. It was like mainly me. So I was going by my own schedule. I was waking up at the time I had set, but now that I have a family, I have I have my girl that I have to take care of. I have my children that I have to take care of. So I have to play the father role a lot more, which I don't mind doing it. I mean, I signed up for it. I knew what I was getting myself into, and I don't mind doing it. So the only challenge, like I said, was just having a 3-year-old, because I have to tend to him a lot more, because he craves attention. He's stuck under me. Y'all seen him coming to my life, which I love him to death. And it's just the fact of having to go back and getting used to take care of a baby again, because again, you notice my son and my daughter is of age. My Jace and Leah, and they handle their own business. But again, now having a baby is a different ball game. It is different because you got to deal with the energy, the sleep. I had to get back used to it. I didn't deal with that for so long, so many years, and that's why I didn't get on yesterday, because I got drained. I got taken out. Like, working on my car. I'm outside in that heat because it's hot as hell over here. It's like in the 90s, so I'm out there in the heat, while watching him at the same time, because I had to work on, my brake lights and stuff, and gotta go, pick up, his mom from work, because she works from 2 to 11. So y'all gotta think about the new add-ons in my life that I got. So it's not like just me just hopping on my live and hopping on and off like I normally would do. Now I have a family to take care of. Now that they moved in, and it's just new little add-ons that I got to get adjusted to. So I do apologize for not being here yesterday. I do strongly apologize. It was just that I was just tired. I only had like 4 hours of sleep, because I went to bed about 12 o'clock. I was drained. Man, then we all woke up sick. He's throwing up yesterday. It was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. It was a lot. But again, I wanted this. I wanted to take care of my family. So hey, as a man, I gotta handle business. Sometimes you gotta push things off to the side and take care of your family. You got to. It's not gonna be perfect. It's not. I can admit it. It's not. It's what I wanted. What's up, Queen? What's up, Queen? How you doing? But yeah, but again, this is what I wanted. As a dad and as a man, me taking care of my family. Will it be ups and downs? Oh, of course. And then me doing this live stream, doing this full time, and then having to tend to my son, because the fact that she's not home, she has to go to work. Because I even asked her. I even brought it up to her. I'm like, I am working full time from home. I'm like, you don't really have to work. I'm like, you can work from home with me. But the type of person she is, she likes to work. She likes to work. So and I'm not gonna stop her from it or force her to stop. So if that's something she wants to do, I'm gonna support it. So she want to go to work, cool. So now that she wants to stay working, during the time she's at work, I gotta take care of my son. So it kind of holds me back sometimes, especially if he's not sleeping. I can't update everything like I want to, because I gotta tend to him, and he's hyper. He's hyper. Dude, God, is he hyper? Like non-stop hyper. Hey, active shout out to you, boss. Thank you so much for coming through, guys. But I'm like I said, I know it's gonna be half a day team, and I know everybody already made their trades. I know the markets are gonna be closing real soon. I'm gonna probably have to be leaving soon today as well, because I know it's half a day. I gotta go tend to them, make sure they're okay. But y'all do have my words, guys. I promise. With this getting situated, yeah, close that one, boss. But I gotta make sure he's okay. But y'all do have my word that I will be working on trying to get myself adjusted to this new life, to this new, my son, his mom, taking care of them, my family. I think, like I said, I think I'm gonna get it. I mean, right now, I just have to get used to it. And make a schedule around it. But I think I'm gonna be okay. I think I'm gonna be fine. OJ, man, thanks for subscribing,
James
boss.
Corim just subscribed on
Man,
Twitch.
thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, OJ. And then y'all gotta think about it, guys. I'm doing all of that and still coming to live to help you guys out. And again, if y'all think about it, I don't, as I mentioned, I don't charge nobody anything. I give out free content to put money in y'all pockets. So it's like I come on live to help you guys out, jump on off, take care of my family, take care of my son while his mom was at work. And then I mean, and I give props to her because she keeps the house clean. Like I have help. I have a lot of help now that, you know, she comes in, she cleans up, she handles her business. Yeah, boys, man, shout out to you, boss, man. God bless y'all, man. Thank y'all so much, man, for joining.
On Twitch.
Thank y'all so much for you coming through. Thank you. I definitely appreciate it, man. You know, and like I said, and I don't half time I don't even go to the mechanic shop to work on cars. Like her brother, he works on cars, so me and him works on it together. You know, like I said, we had to work on the brake lights and the tail lights last night. So we in the sun baking. You know, the kids in the house playing. So again, guys, like this is really my work schedule, and I'm being honest, and I'm being totally 100% honest with y'all. The minute I get off of live around 1 o'clock, she has to go to work at 2. She works from 2 to 11. I'm taking care of my son during that downtime. You know, trying to update everything while I take care of him. He's all over the place. He's hyper. He's craving my attention. You know, he don't go to sleep right away. He's amped up. So, and then after that, about 11 o'clock, I got to go pick her up from work, come back home. It's 12 o'clock. I don't go to bed till about 12:30, almost 1 o'clock. I got to get up for 5 o'clock for y'all. So, I have like a 4 or 5 hour window right now. Yeah, but see, that's what I mean by that, active. I have to get new things because again, I'm new to this. You know, like having my son in the picture, I have to realize the things that I have to get for him now because I didn't have this before. Yeah, now I'm understanding what I got to get now, boss. So yeah, so I do have to buy a few things now because again, I didn't have to worry about all of that before till now. But yeah, but I'm good now though. I just had to get adjusted to it. And like I said, y'all see how he stuck under me. He just came from the live not too long ago. So, I mean, but it's a blessing, man. To say that I haven't seen him in 3 years, and for him to be stuck under me the way he is, and he calls me dad, and he is literally stuck under me. Oh yeah. That's another thing. Yeah, hurricane season 2, especially in down south. Oh yeah, I already know. So, and that's another thing. Hurricane season. See, that's another thing I got to worry about. Man, dealing with hurricane season, because, you know, if we do get hit, through the grace of God, we don't. You know, once we get that the evacuation, you know, the alerts and everything, then I gotta relocate my family, make sure they safe. but it's no excuse. As a man, I'm standing up for my family. No matter what challenges come my way, I'm gonna always make sure that my family's taken care of. I don't care what I go through. I'm gonna make sure they're taken care of, because that, as a man, that's what I have to do. So I'm good. Yeah, water, yeah, for sure, active. Because I know last time we went to, I think last hurricane, we went over to Texas for a little bit. I forgot which hurricane it was, but then we came back. But the only thing about it is we came back, they had no power. Like, we had to use a generator until, you know, electricity was restored. But other than that, we either go to Texas or we go to the outskirts of Louisiana, depending on which way it's coming. So yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing that's a pain. It's the only thing that's a pain. Hurricane season, then we got family. You got to make sure they're okay. You know, so I got a lot on my plate, but as a man, I'm going to handle my business. I'm going to take care of my family. Best believe that. So, because, man, like I said, 2 days already, and they just moved in. I had to realize the challenge, but instead of crying about it and complaining about it, I just got to make a schedule. I said, you know what? I'm going to work around it. Take care of my son, take care of my girl, take care of my other children, make sure that they fine. You know, do my part as a dad and do my part as a man and make sure they're okay. Because, you know, they depend on me. And I'm not going to let them down. So, it's tiresome, but I'm going to make it. I got this. Let me see. How we looking? I'm just looking at some patterns real quick, guys. Real quick. So, let's see. I'm trying to figure something out real quick. But, yeah, today, man, I ain't going to lie. Today I was debating on if I was going to get on live. Because I woke up at... I woke up like right at 8 o'clock. I was so drained, but I said I was going to let you guys down. So I took the energy I had to get on this live, and I'm here. But I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it because I wasn't gonna let you guys down. I mean, again, it was just some family things I had to deal with, but I was gonna be here for you guys. I was gonna be here. I wasn't gonna let you down because y'all my family too. I wasn't gonna let y'all down. So right now, boom, boom, boom. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out an overall movement right now. We are downtrending, just slightly. Just kind of getting a little bit of a downtrend. What's this? Tesla? Yeah, Tesla's still trying to hold on up. Because like I said, today gonna be, like I said, guys, OJ and the rest of you guys, be careful because today gonna be a little tricky. Because the market closed early today. It's not gonna be all the way out to 4 o'clock like we normally do. Because you have to remember, today's a holiday. So the market is gonna be closing around 1 o'clock, guys. So you gotta treat today like a Friday. So, if you didn't get the trades early in the morning, kind of definitely be careful because I don't want y'all risking anything. I definitely want y'all to sit in your hands, and just wait on the opportunities, but don't force nothing today because you have to treat today like a Friday. Be very careful. Be very, very careful. Yo, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that theta, yeah, it's gonna get you today. It's definitely gonna get you today. That's why I'm telling them to be careful. Do not gamble. I mean, if you didn't catch a movie like early in the morning, I mean, just be very careful because you got to think about the traders who already traded, who's getting out of their position, going to enjoy their holiday. So you got to think about it. As they're leaving, their volume is dying down. And you do not want to get stuck in a contract, and you can act active on that. A lot of these traders will get stuck in these contracts because the fact is, you are now considered a seller because you didn't bought into the contract, but you don't have no buyers to sell it to. Because now the buyers has left and you just stuck. It's like having a car and you have nobody to sell a car to. So you just holding a car. Man. Yeah, but OJ, that's why I'm telling you that because like I said, guys, I care about you guys. Like I'm not one of these streamers that just like, like either y'all donate to us or take y'all money. You know how some of these guys think. They don't really care about y'all guys like that. But I care about you guys to tell y'all, be careful today. Don't risk it. To treat today like a Friday because the volume is going to start to thin out because the market is closing early today due to the fact it's a holiday. I want you guys to be careful. If you miss a trade today, I mean, you do have to remember we do have Friday still. Friday we do have Friday to trade with, and then we close out, start the weekend. All over again. But today, be very careful. And let me see. Yeah, it should be in the Friday's contract. Yeah, Friday's contract. Exactly. Yeah. And I agree with you. I agree 110% active. Friday's contract, which is dated for the 5th. For the 5th, definitely. Yeah, like today, be very, very careful using those zero contracts because, again, as that volume dies down, you do not want to be stuck as a seller and you have no buyers to get out. You just be stuck holding it until your contract expires. If anything, like Active just stated, shout out to Active. Yeah, expand your contract out as he stated. Instead of using a zero contract, use it to the 5th. Give yourself a little bit of cushion, a little bit of breathing room because you don't want to get stuck in a zero DTE where you get stuck and you have no way out. So just be careful. Like I said, I just don't want y'all gambling today because today is half a day. Just be very careful, man. Be very. Those are SPY prices above 550. Let me go back to SPY real quick, boss. Let me go ahead. Let me check you out. As far as SPY, I mean, it looked like I said, 550. Remember I told you that's the area that the Bears are trying to hold. But I mean, we could get the push if the Bulls can come in aggressive, because you don't want to play around it. You don't want to play around this area. Like I mean, they're gonna have to definitely get. They're gonna have to show a bullish signal where you're getting a squeeze above that area where you're getting away from it. See, the more that you kind of playing around it, it's like anybody could be piling in right now. Your Bulls can be piling in right now. Your Bears can be piling in because the Bears are trying to take it out. The Bulls are trying to stay above it. So right now, the more and more you play around this little area, you don't know who's piling in more, like around the Bears and the Bulls. Because we know the Bears are trying to keep the buyers underneath 550, but the Bulls are trying to stay on top of it. So that's why everything is still moving on the up and up. The indicators are still moving up, which still looks bullish. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it does look bullish, like it still wants to continue to push. But it is a crucial area that bears to try to guard still. Because we are getting a little push, but it's not a strong push yet. Like you're getting a little bit of a little push, but it's not like where you're getting a big, massive green candle yet, where buys are coming in like crazy. You know, something like this, when you get these massive movements like this, where we get away from it and start to go up higher, higher, higher. Right now, you're just kind of playing around that area. You're playing around the 550. I mean, it's still holding. Don't get me wrong, it's still holding. But again, we just need that confirmation to make those buys more comfortable. We definitely need to see more strong green candles. Strong green candles to show that, you know, we're not going back underneath 550. We're going to hold above 550, and we're going to continuously keep running. And also, another thing, M15, we want to see a close. So right now, we got about 18 minutes until that candle close out. So the game plan is we want to see that candle stay on top of 550. If that candle can stay on top of 550 within 18 minutes, that's going to hold up at support. We good. So what you don't want to see is bears start to come in and then reverse that candle back underneath. Because they be known to do crap like that too. Where it look like it's starting off in green. And, they pushing. Cause I'm gonna say, normally it starts off in green, the next thing you know, boy, those bears come in and they yank them and put them right back underneath like in seconds. Like, I mean, I done seen that time and time again where it looks green, it looks like it's going up, the next thing you know, it turns red quickly. So right now it's holding. So that's what I'm saying. As long as, cause these are 30-minute candles. So as long as we can hold and stay above 550 within 17 minutes, that means once the next candle comes in, it's going to have support. That means once the next candle comes in and have like a little pullback, you're going to be right on top of 550. So the goal is to close on top of 550, not underneath it. You close underneath it, that's going to turn right back into resistance. So, and I know the time is moving slow, and I know when that time, I hate that. When that time is taking forever today for that candle to close out, I hate it. Trust me, it's a pain. I hate it. Because see right here? Let me go across the board. Let me go a little bit back. See right here, that's going to be a challenge. See, every time you try to stay on top of it, your bears come back in and pull you right back down. So what I'm saying is we want to stay on top of it. We want to close. We don't want to see no upper shadows. We want to see the bodies of the candle stay on top of it. So that's what we would need. We need the body of the candle because it's all about the body. Like I said, your highs and your lows are important, but it's mainly the open and the close. So even though we got the upper shadow above it, we need the body of the candle to close on top of 550. So like what we're seeing right now, the body needs to stay on top. Because as the new candle comes in, you're going to have support. So right now, and again, that time is moving so slow, we only got 16 minutes still. Because anything can happen within 16 minutes of this candle closing. Anything can happen. I mean, you can find yourself right back underneath 550, or we can get a push. A continuation push. So right now, we still hold on top, so that's good. So within 16 minutes, let's just see. Can we stay on top? Do we have enough bias to hold? Even through these 15 minutes, can the bias hold? That's all we want to see. We want to see a close on top of it. See, when you fall back underneath, you're going to come back down this way because you're going to turn right back into resistance. See what I mean? How I struggle? See what I mean? M15, see? I told you it can transition so quick. Where the buys are weak. I mean, it's trying to hold, but then those bears are sitting up there. Matter of fact, what is our you know what? I didn't check the max pain today. I didn't check that. What's the max pain today? For today, spy. What we got? Max pain today. Yeah, we got a lot more puts today. Max pain is at 547. You got 228,000 out of the money puts. Versus 82,000 in the money calls and 63,000 in the money calls. So you still have a lot more put contracts expiring today with 228,000 out of the money for the max pain of 547. So right now, yeah, you still have a lot more contracts on puts. So yeah, see what I mean? You have a lot more contracts on puts, which could be weighing a little heavy. So I told you that candle can turn. I told y'all that candle can start to turn. That's why I told y'all. That's why I don't like when they sit. When they just be sitting around a crucial area. That's why, again, with bulls, I would rather them to push away from it. Like, have a strong green candle, a strong bullish candle away from 550, where we can see 550, 150, 552, like away from 550. But the more you like babysit around this, you don't know how many more people are trying to pile in, or how many more bears are trying to pile in. You know, I mean, that area can start to become real thick. If those bulls don't come in and hold above the key level and give us a push that we need away from it. Because the more you babysit, again, that candle can turn quick, so quick. You see what it did not too long ago? It went from green to red, and like that. Look, see what I mean? When you babysitting around that, it's like more people are piling in into that specific price. I mean, you can still go either which way, but that area that those bears are trying to take out, look, see what I mean? That's why it's going to be a battle back and forth, because more people are piling in right at 550. More traders are piling in on both sides. You got buyers and puts. But you got more puts because you got 228,000 out of the money puts expiring today. So you got a lot more puts that's definitely trying to get that pullback. And they're what is their target? 547. So if they get you back underneath 5, I'll put it like this. Within 13 minutes, if we get back underneath 550, that's going to turn back into resistance for that downtrend of that max pain of 547. So possibly, when you get that downtrend back to that max pain that those puts want, you'll start to reverse back this way. And remember, that max pain is around 547. If we lose 550 and pull back this way, you got room to fall back this way. And there would be lining up almost with my line at. I got 547.48. We had this little bounce at. Let me see. Why did I pick this? Okay, so it was the old breakout area. 547. Okay, so let me go back this way. Yep, and then you bounce off that same area here, then rain on up. And if you get pulled back, if those bears come in aggressive and they yank you back this way, you got room to fall back this way. So that's what I'm saying. See how it's just up and down, how you're not getting a strong movement, you're not getting like a strong bullish candle away from it, how it just kind of baby sits around it. See, that's why I tell y'all, don't get in right at a line. You want to kind of get away from it. Because again, you don't know which way it's going to go still. Could we go up? Yes. Could we go down? Yes. So that's kind of like a still like an indecisive area because we still don't know which way it truly wants to go. It's no strong movement yet. It's no strong green candle and not even a red candle. It's just kind of up and down. It's giving you like a doji type feeling. See that? See how it's turning back red? What we got left? 11 minutes? No. Yeah, 11 minutes. So we got 11 minutes until this candle closes out. Again, for bulls, we got to stay on top of 550. We got to close that body on top of 550. For bears or puts, you got to stay underneath 550. Because you stay underneath 550, you'll get that reversal right back on down toward the downside. If you stay on top, that'll create support for those buyers to hold that key level and move back on up where they can possibly create bear traps and start to create a squeeze back on up towards the upside. Again, but if we go back underneath, do expect a pull back on down. So that's why you think this area is very crucial. Why you think it's not a lot of movement? Because they're battling right now. You got the bulls and the bears going back and forth around 550. That's why you're not seeing. That's why you're not seeing a lot of activity. It's back and forth, because the bears are trying to stay underneath. The bulls are trying to stay on top. That's why it's up and down right now, up and down. Even on the 3-minute time frame, it's sideways because they're trying to battle. It's a constant battle. The bulls are trying to stay on top. The bears are trying to take them out. Right now, the bulls are trying to stay on top of. They're holding right now. But the minute they crack that trend line, watch how aggressive that candle is going to get. So right now, you're holding on top of the trend line, right? But the minute you crack that bad boy, watch how aggressive, 9 times out of 10, that red candle is going to be. Because you're not only cracking that 550, you're cracking that trend line as well, which is leading to some downside back down this way. So right now, you are overextended, even on the 30-minute time frame, because you're away from your 9 EMA, which you have room to fall back down this way. So, it's that 550 gonna be crucial. That's all I'm gonna say, guys. 550, just keep your eyes on 550 right now. 550 right here. It's gonna be crucial. It's gonna be a make and break. Either we get a breakout or we get a crack. One of the two is about to happen. Mark my words. 550 within 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Either we gonna hold and continuously push, or will the bears come in and crack it? Right now, bulls are stepping up. You can clearly see 550. Bulls are trying to slowly step up, trying to stay on top of what? 550. You have to close on top of 550 before that next candle rolls in. Right now, they're holding it. Right now, seeing green. So right now, it's holding on top of 550. Right now, you're looking good. You're looking good. Man, do I got a bottle? And excuse me, guys. Let me go run to the restroom, and I had to drink some water. I'm still kind of congested from yesterday from being sick. I do apologize. I'm trying not to spit. I'm so sorry. But hold up. Yeah, I'm back, guys. I apologize. Yeah, I'm still congested, man. Trying to get this cold out of my system because, like I said, I was sick being in that heat and back in the air, back and forth, back and forth. I'm so sorry. I do apologize to y'all. Let me get something to drink real quick and try to get myself a little bit nourished. Get something in my system real quick. Again, if y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, do feel free to reach out to my minds. I'm gonna still keep it right here while y'all look at everything. Cause like I said, the main focus as far as SPY, as long as you hold 550, that's all that matters. Cause you want to hold it as support. Keep that key area within 8 minutes, because remember, every 30 minutes, these candles, it makes a new candle. So right now, you got about 8 minutes until that specific candle closes out. And again, what you want is you want to stay still, keep it on top. 240 double bottom for Tesla. Let me look at Tesla real quick. Double bottom, right about. Well, what price is 240? I seen one test at 240. Then you got to bounce that around this two. That's like 242. Yeah, you came right back around this key around 240. Yeah, you came down to 240, Queen. 240, got that 240 bounce. It is rotating slowly back up towards the upside. So, well, pretty much put it like this. You call it like almost like a VWAP, almost like a little VWAP bounce, because you did crack it, but you got on top because you recovered that 50 day. You recovered that 50.
Everyone have a great day. Thanks for the good insights. Lost $106 today, but we bounce back easy later.
Wait, before you go off, OJ, what stock, boss? Like, what, so I can help you with it. You say you took a 106. What stock was it? So we can go over it real quick. Tesla going back on up, boom, off of that VWAP recovery, starting to move back on up towards the upside. Tesla like almost like that N-shaped pattern, like a bull flag pattern. Yeah, Tesla like a bull flag pattern almost. Cause if I put these, like I said, if I go to an hour, it's gonna merge those two green candles together. Watch. If I go to an hour time frame, it should merge them together. So hour, boom. Let me see. So we got these two running together. So I mean, it looks bullish. See the overall movement? Still looks bullish. You can definitely see an uptrend still trying to push up to that 250. So Tesla's trying to go to 250. I mean, you can clearly see the uptrend. See that? Slowly uptrend. I think Active can agree with me on that too. I mean, you can clearly see an uptrend, and you can clearly see the target that is trying to make its way to, and that's 250. Slowly making its way to 250. It's like a magnet. It's like it's yanking it up to it slowly. And let's go to the other charts. And as you can see why it's doing that. As I broke it down to you guys before, if we go to this chart setup that I have set up here, let me take this off. So let me take off this trend line here. Boom. Take all of this off. All right, cool. So like again, if you look at it from my channel, standpoint, you can see that you came active. As you can see, as you come down, you did bounce off of that trend line, and you U-shaped, but then you broke out of that. You broke out of that downtrend. But what was the most powerful? Put it like this, okay. What was the most powerful motivation on Tesla that we needed to break in order to get those buyers excited? What was the price, guys? What was that main price we needed to break in order to create that excitement in Tesla for us to be where we're at right now? What was that main price? What was the main target that we had to break? Okay, what was it, guys? One main price that we had to break that caused that excitement. Exactly 200. Because you had to break out of 200 to get to 250. See, right now you'll be somewhat in a $100 channel. You got the bottom to 200, you got the midpoint, your pivot point of 250, and you got 300. So right now you're in the bottom portion of that channel right now, between 200 250. You're in a $50 channel here, and once you get that breakout, you'll be in a $50 channel here, thus giving you an overall movement of $100. So you go from 200 to 300. But in order to get to 300, what do you need to break? 250, and I agree with Active 110%. 250 is going to be in your way because that is the $50 mark. That's going to be a natural resistance. So from 200 to 250, that's going to be your movement here. Now, once you break above 250,
AAPL for a few months, practicing and learning options since I got my dividend stocks and all that in place already.
Got you.
I entered at 10:11 on huge red candle. Never hit my take profit of $221, and I have to leave the computer, so I can't manage my trade anymore today. Last two trades yesterday I came up green though.
Let me see. I have been. He said been Apple for few months practicing and learning on options since. He entered at 1050. Huge red candle 250. Say shout out to you, boss.
Saintvis_ is
Thanks
now
so much
following
for
on
following.
Twitch.
Thanks so much, boss. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to help him. Huge red candle never hit my. No, let me see. Look, you said Apple. Let me look at Apple real quick. OJ, I got you, boss. Let me help you real quick. Apple. All right. So you entered at 221. You said a month ago, right? You said a few months ago. So wait. So what was your entry? You said 1011. Wait, 1011 red candle. You said a huge red candle. See, the only red candles I see that we had the small pullback. Oh, okay, today. Okay. I got you. Okay, so let's see where you could have got in at. Would have been the best option for you. Where you could have got in. So let's see. See right here, you could have got into these pullbacks too, because right here is around 219. 219, you got a little pullback. Cause you see where the buyers kept holding up. I mean, this is from yesterday going into today. So it seemed like that same exact area, OJ, where they pulled back at. Could have got in if you was gonna get in for a nice hefty pullback. Could have got in because you bounced. If you look at it on a 30-minute time frame, you bounced off of that 20 EMA. So that 20, you would have caught a 20 EMA bounce for the movement right back on top of that trend line. So if you notice right here, let me show you what I'm talking about, boss. So like I said, if this was yesterday where you bounce, and that was around 219, right? So you can see right here, because every time you those sellers will pull, like try to pull back, those buyers will move right back on in. That's why you got those lower shadows. So you see right here, every time you try to pull underneath 219, buyers will move in, right? So if you take that same line from yesterday going to today, they pull back at that same key area and lined up right with that 20 EMA where you got a nice hefty pullback and a nice bounce that puts you right back on top of that trend line. Because if you would have caught that around at 219, you could have rolled it on back on up to 221 and caught that. You would have caught like a little $2 move on that. Yeah, due to that situation. But yeah, and I get it, boss, because sometimes it does get tricky. Let me see if you look at it from a 30-minute time frame. I forgot I had on an hour. I do apologize about that.
OJ Rim says, dang, I see it now.
Yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong. Sometimes I miss it too, because I start to overthink. I start to overcomplicate things, and I do it too. So it's not just you, boss. I do it too. I overthink. So nothing wrong with that, man. It's just us being human. It's us being human. Nothing is wrong with that. So don't think that you know, that you're the only one. We all do it. I'm man enough to admit it. I do it. See, kind of like, look, see right here? I put it on the 30-minute time frame now. So again, if we take a line and go across the board from yesterday's movement to today, you can definitely do this. Take the old areas of where it held at. See right here? All right, almost around this 19-ish area, about right here. Boom, there you go. So if you look at yesterday's movement, let me put it in. I'm putting in white. So I can kind of break it down. All right, here you go, boss. Okay, look at yesterday's move. Okay, you see the area where the buyers bought, and I mean where the buyers refused to let the sellers take out. Okay, so look at the bodies of the candles, right? Yesterday's. See, every time you pull back, the bodies of the candles will literally stay on top of what? Around that 519. I mean that 219.10, boss. So you see, you got the lower shadows going below it, but if you notice, the bodies of the candles from yesterday never crossed on the downside. So all you had to do was take that same specific spot, go across the board for the day, and look the area pulled back down to. Same exact spot. You see it? OJ, you see it? That same exact spot where they pull back, you could have utilized that to bounce back right back on up. See, go across the board because the bull did not allow the bears to pull underneath that. See, no bodies of the candle is crossed on the downside. See that? But that's how easy it is to kind of catch certain things that you can't see. Just utilize the past sometimes because the past can help you. So take whatever, like I said, take yesterday's movement and just take that same area that we held yesterday and go across the board today. Look, same area that bounced, boom. Same area that bounced, boom. Same key area. See how easy that was? So, but don't get me wrong, I get like that sometimes. Sometimes I overthink and I overcomplicate things. But like I said, we make mistakes, man. Nothing is wrong with that. And then look, once you did that, once you got that nice little pullback, it put you right back on top of that trend line. Look at that. Put you right back on top of that trend line like nothing wasn't happening. It trying to go right back up. That's crazy, huh? Yeah, and the thing about it too, those I like those pullbacks because the harder the drop, the bigger the bounce. Like it makes the bounce way much more versus just trying to catch them little small ones. When you get like a hefty pullback like this, you normally get a nice bounce back on up. Let's put it like this, OJ. It's kind of like taking a ball and you throw it up in the air, right? What is normally your strongest bounce? Your first bounce, right? Because after that, it starts to lose that momentum. That's when your ball starts to get lower and lower and lower and lower, right? That's just kind of like this. It's kind of like you threw your ball up in the air, and your first bounce is always your strongest. You see that? Boom. See the effect to it? But yeah, same key area that it bounced at yesterday was the same key area that it bounced today. Same area. Could have got in for these pullbacks, same key area, got right back in the top of your trend line and just been riding it because it may still keep going up. I mean, if you would have caught these bottoms, you'd have been safe because you would have had that trend line holding you because even though it pulls back, that trend line would have been protecting your entry. See that? So every time it pulls back now, it's bouncing on top of that trend line, bouncing on top of that trend line, bouncing on top of that trend line while your entry is being safe and guarded. Because you would have had a safety net on that trend line as the market, as like Apple is moving back up. So it's I mean, don't get me wrong, it's tricky to catch a lot of these, but you have to kind of slowly read it. You have to slowly read it to catch on to a lot of these things. Because not all stocks move the same. They all move differently. They do. I mean, look at Tesla. Same thing. Tesla's on an uptrend. Tesla set itself up for a bull flag pattern. You could have caught that one. I mean, you just have to catch them, boss. You just have to see it. And like I said, today is going to be a little tricky because today is, you got to treat today like a Friday because tomorrow we are off. So, spot should be going back up. Boom, there it is. Got that gap up. I told y'all, as long as you held that 250, boom, there it is. Now the bull's about to go crazy. You held above 250. I told y'all that's all y'all needed to do. As long as y'all get that candle to close on top of 550, man, nothing but... It's just nothing but sky from here. Oh, I know what area. Let me see. Hold up. Before I say anything, it's another area we had to. What was this high here? Are we above that high? Oh, high? Yeah, we above that high. So we holding that area. I think that was the highest we went, huh? Was that it? Oh no, it's up here. That's where that bad boy this way. 551.12. But we got stuffed at. Was that 551.12? I know the high, but where did the body get stuffed at? 550.12. Wait, is that right? 550.12? Nah, that can't be right. Oh, 550.99. Take your notes. Shout out to you, boss. Thank you so much for the follow.
Now following on Twitch.
So let me see. Hold up. Let me use this.
Greetings, how's the market treating you?
So far so good, boss. So far so good. I have not made a trade yet today, but I've been trying to help everybody else, and I was telling everybody to definitely be careful today because you have to treat today like a Friday because the market is not going to be staying open all the way to 4 o'clock. It's going to be closing at 1 because we have the holidays tomorrow, 4th of July. So right now, I mean, everything is still moving up bullish. I mean, everything is still moving. Oh, I got to put that red. Everything's still moving up on the bullish side. As far as SPY, I told the traders that they needed to stay above 550 to start seeing more upside. Apple, I said that I still think that it wants to go back up to 222 as long as it holds 220. Tesla, I believe Tesla still has room to run up to 250. So everything still looks bullish right now to say it's the last day.
I got into 3 stocks last week. UFC, XEMR are what I have good hopes for. Take notes for me, says. This year has been good for me.
And what stocks are those, boss? Are they SUCME like what type, like what sector do they come from, boss? Yeah, see these tops. So I'm trying to scrunch it up as much as I can, so y'all can see where it's truly trying to go. I see what you're trying to do, buddy. I see where you're trying to go. See exactly where you're trying to go. You're trying to go up here, trying to pull up all the way to this one. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Come on, move over. Why this thing ain't moving over? Yep. So it's trying to pull up all the way up to these highs, way up here that we hit. That was when was this? On the 20th? Oh, last month. So last month was this old high. It's trying to pull up right up to that same key area. Because if y'all notice, once again, the body of the candle is not. Watch how the body of the candle, let's see if we can cross over completely towards this side. Or if those bears gonna come in aggressive again and yank you right back underneath that key area. Watch. Let's see. Because if y'all notice the body of the candle, we got a high of 551.50, sorry, 551.12, but the body of the candle has got rejected, and you got that flush right back on down. And I agree with active as a pump, definitely a pump, especially with the last days. It's definitely a pump. I agree with you 110%. And they try to pump it up to where? See that old area? See that? They try to pump it right back up to that old key area, which they might try to possibly, if we don't get a breakout, they might try to do a rinse and repeat.
Tech4mu/FCX is the largest in the game.
Okay, appreciate you, boss.
Large for gold and EMR is diversified global industrial technology.
Okay.
Its products are offered under two platforms: automation solutions and safety and productivity solutions.
Okay, appreciate you so much, boss. Yeah, because I was just asking because I want to write it down so I can look into it. Thank you so much, boss. Appreciate you. So I'm going to take some look at it too. But yeah, if y'all notice, all it's doing is trying to yank it right back up to this old area up here. That's what it looked like it's trying to go. It's trying to yank it right back up to that old area. So that means that we on a pump and we're going back up to this old area where y'all caught that big dramatic drop at, who y'all think is sitting up here waiting? As we going right back up to these highs, who y'all think is sitting up here waiting? Because can we see a repeated flush? Or can we get an actual breakout? But we do know for sure where these bears are sitting at. We do know those bears are sitting way up in these areas. Because it's putting it up like a magnet. It's yanking it right up to this old area. Right up to this old area. I mean, like I said, even though we got a high of 551.12, but the body of the candle itself has not went past the mark of 550.99. See, watch. Go back. See the body of the candle? It has not gone past that key mark.
MU is crazy hot for anyone looking to make a nice profit.
I'm gonna check it out. MU boss, let me look at it real quick. I'm about to check it out. Let me see how we're looking on the. Oh yeah. Let me see. Yeah, Micron. It's on a 5-year week. 5-year week. How we looking? Yeah, definitely a nice little U shape. I definitely see that U shape. Almost like a no, it's not a cup and handle. It's like he had a breakout right at this key level. Almost like a cup and handle pattern almost. Like it did like a cup, a handle, and he had that nice breakout. I see what you're talking about though. I definitely see what you're talking about. He did go on a nice run. But see, the only thing about it though, take notes, especially if you would have caught these bottoms, oh, you would have been well off. I mean, you'd have been like down here these 90s and the 100s before that major breakout. Man, how many shares you could have caught these lows at? Yeah, like right here with this breakout happened, you would have definitely been up in profit.
Take notes for me says. The files I have on Mu says they can hit around 160 to 170 in 12 months.
Yeah, because it look like it's about to hit up around that 160 here. Yeah, I could definitely see that push. Let me see if I see anything else though. Let me take my 180 chart, see if I see anything a little different. 180. MU. Let's see how we look on the 180. Let's take a quick look at that bad boy. 180. Okay, yeah. So it looked like it's coming from out of almost like a downtrend setup because you got this nice pullback when you got rejected in the past, almost like around that 160. You had that nice flush on down. I mean, it looked like slowly trying to curl its way back on up towards the upside, almost like it's trying to hold on a downtrend. I mean, not a downtrend. I'm sorry, an uptrend. Apologize about that. Almost like it's trying to hold a certain key level back up towards the upside. So you got room to bounce. Oh shoot, my bad. Yeah, so you did come down off of these key levels. Right here where you bounce. So that'll be it. So let me see if I can find another setup though. So take a duplicate. Find a top. Alright, so I got here. Alright, so I got these tops, got these bottoms. You can clearly see right here when you rotate to these tops, you got a nice rotation back to these bottoms. So I got that part. Alright, so we figured that out. Gotta be the mid area in between too. Duplicate that one, gotta be a mid area somewhere in between.
Take notes for me says. Last 12 months they are at 112% up.
Yeah, because especially after this drop. I mean, I clearly see where you had that drop off and you were trying to recover. Because you got like overextended and we're going on this nice pullback. So I could definitely see it, yeah, because I see where you're like overall tops before the spike. Okay, so I see what happened. So look, okay, let me explain to you real quick, boss. Let me hurry break it down. Let me put the colors. Let me hurry put the colors real quick. Hold up. So what happened was, it looks like, go to green. Go to green. All right, cool. And make this bold. I mean 3, of course. So it looked like, okay, I don't know if you agree with me, take notes. It looked like you were in this channel at one time where you was hitting these overall tops and these overall bottoms where you kind of rotated back and forth, and then you so happen to get that extension when you got overextended, and then look what happened, you fell right back in that channel. See that? It's like you got overextended out of that channel and you came right back in it. But before the breakout, you were just in this one specific channel where you go up towards these tops of this trend line, the resistance mark, and the puts a move in, you come right back on down. You hit that green trend line, buys move in. See that? Anytime you hit the green trend line, you bounce on up. You hit the red trend line, you come on down. So it's like a constant rotation up and down until you got that breakout. You pretty much got overextended. You got overextended out of the channel, and you came right back into the channel. But you're still holding that bottom of the channel with room to still run back this way. So that's what it looked like. Take notes. I don't know if you agree with me, boss. Do you see what I see? Like, this was the original channel, right? Before the breakout. Because you see where the overall tops was at. Because every time you hit the tops, rejected. Tops, rejected. Tops, rejected. Your bottoms, bounce, bottom, bounce. Until you got a breakout, which you came out of that channel, got overextended, and you fell right back into that channel. So basically, you still got room to rotate in this area because you caught the bottoms. So you still got room to rotate this way. So it just seemed like you're back in that old channel again. After that overextension and that pullback, you're back in this channel again. Yeah, that's what it looked like. So you're back to the same old bottoms and tops up here. So this would be a pivot point, look like. So yeah, but I agree with you. You got room to go back up. So I agree with you on that. That's what I'm saying. So after this pullback, so you definitely got room to go back on up.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, people tend to see the high percentage gains and sell off, but if the overall trend the next year keeps up, they'll make decent profit from the 130 mark.
Yeah. Especially if they keep the uptrend, boss. Yeah, the uptrend keeps going. Yeah. I could definitely see some more movement going back up. You know, you could get a rotation back up towards these highs. Especially if you just keep that uptrend going. Yeah, I could definitely see that. But it's just time for a bounce after the sell-off. Because it's like, how long was the sell-off going for? When did it start? June 20th all the way down to the 1st. So what, 10 days? No, it had to be 12 days. Yeah, about 12 days. Yeah, so you had about a 12-day drop. 12-day drop at 9, you're going back up towards the upside. So pretty much it's setting itself up for a red to green. So right here after this sell-off, found that bounce. So basically, if you're catching these bottoms, you should be good. Because every time you hit these bottoms, you got a nice movement back on up. Anytime you hit around that green trend line, look at how the buyers step in. And look where you at, that green trend line. So buyers should be moving back in again. So yeah, you should be seeing more upside. So I agree with you 110%. Yeah, I mean, it came down to that trend line perfectly. Look at this. Green trend line once again, nice movement back on in. So yeah, I do see more upside. I agree with you. I agree with you on that, boss. That's like, boy, whoever caught that put though, or whoever caught that short, whoever caught that short. FCX. Sorry about that. FX. Yeah, that look like it's doing the same thing as well. You get like an N-shape pattern. When you get these type of N-shape patterns, that means bullish. And then you're above all the indicators. So yeah, you got room to run on up. How far can you go? Look like around this. What did you get stuffed at to start off? I see this strong bearish candle. So you got room to go up this way. I'm trying to see how they all match. Should be around this little area. We hit, fall, hit, fall, hit, fall. Where you get like this little area. Something like this. But yeah, but it does look like it's bouncing this way back on up too. Because you did have a nice little downtrend setup when you came back on down, then you bounced. And if you look at this pattern right here, normally when you get like this N-shaped pattern, that means bullish. So normally when you get something like this, take notes. Yeah. So normally when I see this pattern like this N-shaped pattern, that means bullish. Because you normally get like this little nice little push up. and then you get a little sell-off, and then your buyers move in, and you get that N-shaped pattern. I mean, you got room to still go back up towards the upside. So anytime you get like this N-shaped pattern, it does look bullish, like you want to go up towards some more upside. So I think so. And then that also leads to an uptrend. See that? That pattern also leads to an uptrend. So that means that you have an uptrend starting to build. So even if we do this, you can see it from right here. So even if I do this, you can kind of see it like an uptrend starting to build its way back up. Kind of like this pattern here. See that? Yeah, so you got room to go back up. It could be making a descending triangle pattern. So it looked like it's trying to build up somewhere to an area that it couldn't break. So what is the main area though? That's the $1 million question. What is that main breaking point that it needs? Oh, matter of fact, what is the rotation? Like, what is the pivot? What is the area where it utilized a price to bounce and it utilized to get rejected? So I have to try to figure this out. Where's a bounce and where's a resistance at the same exact time? It's like almost like around this area, because you bounce right here and then you got rejected. It's almost like right here you got rejected and you bounce. It's like right in the middle, somewhere in this little bracket. Because it's always gonna be a price where it utilize it to bounce and it utilize it to stay underneath. So it seemed like something like I think it's right where it's at. And look, almost damn near perfect. Almost right where it's matching at these areas. Because when you came down on this line, you bounced, and when you stayed underneath, you got rejected. So it got to be a price in this area right here, like a pivot that can utilize to be utilized for resistance in an area where it can utilize the support off of just one price alone. So it looked like this is it right here. Oh shit, hold on. Let me shucks, I'm sorry. I used the trend line. I meant to use my price point. My fault. I used the wrong crap. That's not what I meant to use. I need to use my price bar. My fault. This is what I meant to use. I was wondering why I didn't see the price. So somewhere in this bracket. Yeah. So okay. So take notes. You see how you got this one particular price point. So anytime I see something like this, I see a lot of choppiness. I look for a specific price point where
Take notes
it.
for me says. Yeah, look back at March. That improvement is what got me looking.
Yeah. Seriously. Look across the board. Look. That line is almost damn near matching perfectly. Look. So let's look at this, where that one specific price acted as support and resistance at the same time. So meaning that it can act like a magnet. So we know where we're trying to return back to is what I'm getting at. So let's see if we could take this, because I mean it's almost like perfect right across the board on even on this side too, like right about in this little area. So we know where it bounced at off this one line and then got rejected at the same exact line. So meaning. See, oh yeah, I think it already did it. Shit, excuse my language. I think it already did it. Crap, I think we missed it. I think it did already. Take notes. Look, like a magnet. See that? You leave from that price point, you return to that price point. You leave from that price point, you return to that price point. You leave from that price point. Look what it hit. We already hit it. We hit it. Damn it, it hit it. Look, I knew I was gonna figure it out. Cause you gotta treat that one price kind of like a big pivot where you rotate around that one price over and over where you can utilize it for support, resistance. See that? How it rotates around it over and over. Cause it's like it never wants to leave that one price. It's like you leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, you leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, you return to it. You see that? But you notice that one particular price, meaning that you can use that to the best of your ability. So what I mean by that is, if you leave from it, get in for a call, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to return back to it. So meaning that if you catch them like bottoms down here, like catching these bottom areas going in for a call, you already know where it's trying to go. It's trying to go here because what it's trying to do is trying to rotate above it. So it's trying to create a rotation. So it's trying to rotate to like this. I don't know if you see it, take notes, if you agree with me, boss. But if you notice, what it's trying to do is it's trying to rotate on top of that line so it can utilize this back to return. See? See
I
that?
believe it's between that 52
Yeah, see?
and
So
50 low mark is where the most activity is happening, but I believe it should get to the 60 mark in 12 months.
yeah. So, but you see what I see though? Like, there's that same key area. You see? You leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, you return to it. Leave from it, return to it. Leave from it, return to it. Leave from it. See how many times you tested that one price? That one price. Look, here. And it's like, so basically, If you leave from it, it's gonna return to it. It don't matter if it's on the upside or the downside. If you above that key point, that 5111, you leave from it, you return to it. You leave from it, so that'd be more of a put opportunity. So that means if you leave from it, ride it on down to it. You leave from it, ride it on down to it. Vice versa. If you're going up for a call, you leave from it, get in for a call to ride it back on up, it's gonna return to it. Another call, it's gonna return to it. Call, return to it. Call, return. Now you see what I'm doing, boss? How I'm trading around it. I'm trading around that specific price point off of the extensions. So if you look at that one specific price point and it's leaving it, basically getting overextended off of that line, that means, okay, go for a put, because 9 times out of 10, it's like a magnet. It's going to yank it back down to it. So that means if you're going for a put, you're going to yank right back down to that red line. You go up to it, go in for a put, because it's going to yank right back down to it. Same thing as on the call side. If you get in at these calls, 9 times out of 10, you're going to pull up to it. You get in for a call, pull up to it. Get in for a call, pull up to it. Get in for a call, pull up to it. But if you notice, overall, it's just a huge rotation around that same price. Over and over, whether it's on the downside or the upside. If you notice that rotation, just around that price point. Look at this. That one price. You can just trade off of that. Trade off around it. So if you get a pullback, say if you got a pullback today or whatever the case may be, away from it, and you get another pullback, get in low, it's because 9 times out of 10 it's trying to go back up to where? 51, because it's trying to break above it. So that's the best way to do it. Play around that price point and just play the calls as you're underneath it. Wait on pullbacks to it. Pullbacks to it. Pullbacks to it. That's it. Kind of like what it did here. You pull back, then it went up to it. Pull back, then it went up to it. So it's like the best thing to do is play around that price point until you break out, and then you can start to look for puts. But right now you're underneath it, trying to set up for an ascending triangle pattern. Oh, and that's another thing. Take notes. Do you see the ascending triangle pattern set up at that same price? Look at the ascending triangle pattern set up. From here to here. Look at that. When you go in and out, space getting tighter. You get that nice little possible push. You see it? Yeah, see it? Yeah, the ascending triangle pattern. So obviously, that's the area that those bulls are trying to break above, which is around that 51. So we can tell on how crucial that area is. So if you notice, it's building an ascending triangle pattern slowly. So of course, you're going to have a lot of ups, downs. So you're going to pull back from it, but they're going to return to it. Pull back from it, return to it. It's going to be a lot of like a roller coaster until you break out. That's what it looked like. It's going to be a lot of up and down until that space gets tighter until you actually break out of that key level, boss. That's what it looked like. So isn't it a ascending triangle pattern? Look at that. You can clearly see that. See the triangle pattern setup. Because this is the area that they cannot cross. So that's being heavily guarded by the bears. So that means don't buy this area, wait for a pullback away from it, and then return to it. So that'd be the smartest thing, is that the space get tighter for that possible squeeze. Where you can get a full rotation back up towards the upside, kind of like this, when you can do
Take notes for me, sis. What sectors do you aim for ATM? Or are you just someone who invests into anything like me?
Like I mainly do blue chip stocks, boss. Like, because they're more reliable. Like I do like Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, like those companies, because these companies are what people rely on almost like on an everyday basis. Basically, is what people use. So I mainly like trade Tesla, Apple, Amazon, like those type of stocks, and I mainly trade SPY, because those companies make SPY move anyway, and I'm so used to SPY's prices, and that's how I know how to trade it. So with SPY, I use SPX, where I can double my profits. So I mainly use this. I mainly use the SPY when I trade. Yeah, this. I mainly just use this because I know what it's gonna do. Look, boom, you hitting that mark I called out. What I told you. See how I can just call this out easy? How I had my lines already set here, and I told y'all where exactly where it was going. I told you. See, I'm just used to it. I'm used to these patterns. I told y'all exactly what's going on. I told you it's going back up to that old high. It's going U-shape. Boom. Same spot. I told y'all. I called it. I just get so used to these pattern setups, man. It's just repetitive over and over and over. You just get used to it. And then I also called out what Apple. I said 222. Be on watch out for that 222. Tesla, I said be on lookout for 250. So, I mean, I've been calling them left and right trying to help you guys out, but do be careful.
For me, sis. I got mad. I try and aim for stocks that are not in the spotlight but are not penny stock level. I read my reports and find stuff with potential. It's
Oh.
how I found GATX and got in at low 90s and have loved it ever since.
So kind of like top, so kind of like top gainers. So you look for top gainers, pretty much. Like top gainers. That's what you look for. And look at this. Spy, look at that, boy. I call that to a T. Oh, look at this. Still rocking and rolling. Told you guys, I told y'all where it was going. I told y'all specifically where it was going. Cause I got my proof. I got my line and I got my circle. I told y'all I was gonna hit right around those highs. I had a feeling that's where that bad boy was trucking. It was trucking. What's up, big boy?
Take notes for me says. Yeah, basically, but I usually hold for 1 to 2 years unless I see a reason.
Oh, okay. So why you didn't hold Nvidia? Nvidia would have been a good one. Nvidia and because you remember it had those earnings. Nvidia, you would have killed Nvidia. Because you remember all Nvidia had to do was break 955. Because remember once Nvidia broke 955, it went on that run to like 1,000 to 1,100 to 1,200. Oh, you would have murdered that one on Nvidia. I think you would have caught it. Like yo, you would have blew up your account. I would have say 6 figures at least. I think you'd have made 6 figures. Let me see if I go back to let me go back to my old chart to see if I can bring it up. If I still have it. Before the split. Nvidia? Do I still have it? Alright, let me go back. The old breakout area. Oh nah, damn, they changed it. I can't see it no more.
It's too much of a spotlight and people looking at them. If I miss one day with something like that, I could miss big.
Oh, okay, look. So, okay, see how they changed it after the split? See, this arrow is actually 955. Y'all remember before the split? You remember that was 955. You remember I kept calling it. I say, guys, why it look like it's on an ascending triangle pattern like it wants to squeeze? Because I said, once it breaks 955, I said, it got room to run up to 1,000. It got room to run up to 1,200. It got room to run up to 1,300. And didn't I do that? Boom! I called it. I told y'all right there at the earnings. That was the day of the earnings. Got that build up. It had to break out of that 955. You caught that squeeze. And I still got it set up. So why would I lie? I still got my old setups right here proving everything that I told y'all this. I still got everything. I have not erased none of my lines, even that day. And again, I get people jump on me for my lines. And look what happened. People literally jump on me about my lines and look at this breakout. You went on a nice little U shape, went on this ascending triangle squeeze right above my line, and look, boom. And the people jump on me about my lines. Look at that. That's crazy. Like, they don't want to make money. Like, look at this. Like, damn, they're perfect. Squeeze, support, run on up. I mean, you can't make this up. That's crazy.
I'm getting on average 15% on the low side to 30% on the high side with what I invest into.
I got you, boss. But like I said, and long term, there's nothing wrong with that because it takes the stress off you. Because I get where you're coming from. Because long term, you don't have to worry about watching it every day. You can go enjoy your day, enjoy your night, while that money just, while the market is making money for you. So I do get what you're coming from. I get it 110%. Because watching it every day, you got to get up every day. You got to watch it, all while, watching the right patterns, watching the right setup to see that setup is like a long-term position, like what you're talking about, catching, like you were saying, catching the bottoms where, man, all of a sudden you're already at the bottom of the barrel where more buyers are moving on up. So while you already at the bottom, you already got other buyers, newbie bottoms that's coming in, buying higher than you. You already safe because you at the very, very bottom, being protected. You just letting the money work for you. So I get exactly where you're coming from. I get exactly where you're coming from. But yeah, I still got this old setup on Nvidia for the breakout. And when I was trying to warn everybody what was gonna happen, I told them, I said, guys, once the earnings come out, pay close attention to not, like I said before the split. I said 955. I said 955, we could see a breakout. I said if 955 breaks out, y'all gonna see 1,000. You're gonna see 1,100. You're gonna see 1,200. And look what happened. I told them. I told everybody. But a lot of people like to doubt me. I mean, not my crew. My actual family. I mean, they always riding with me. I'm talking about the doubters. I mean, and I always got proof. I got my lines. I got my chart set up. But people still doubt me like I don't know what I'm talking about. But yet the market shows everything that I talk about. Again, how did I know SPY was going to touch those tops? I called that out. How did I had a feeling where Apple was trying to go before the push on up? How did I know where Tesla was trying to go? I broke everything down to a science on everything that I do. So it's like,
You sound like me right now when I when they dropped to the low 90s and I bought in with most of what I had at the time.
Yeah, because like me, okay, the thing about me and you, like this, I think that's why we click take notes, is because we put in the work. We study. Like when other people, like even when the market is closed and everybody else is hopping on Instagram or World Star or whatever bull crap, what are we doing? We still sitting at the computer trying to figure things out, trying to figure out what can help us, now all the way into the future. We try to plan ahead of time. We try to make sure we like 20 steps ahead above everybody else to make sure we're in a good position. And then when we do make our profits, what do they say? How do y'all know that? How did you? It's like, we've been telling y'all this. Like, we've been breaking this down, but y'all are so busy doubting us and allowing fear to stop y'all from, jumping in early, setting yourself up early ahead of time. But again, they allow fear to talk them out of things, because they started second guessing themselves. They started with the iffy, or they letting somebody else get in their heads talking about, oh, that's gambling, don't do that crap. But the fact is, we're so dedicated at what we do because we know the potentials. We don't have to go to a casino and make money. We still at the comfort of our own home by just putting in work. All we're doing is understanding these charts, understanding the position, understanding the opportunities. That is a money-making opportunity and a life-changing opportunity for us, to where we don't have to work a 9 to 5 anymore. Now we're making a certain amount of money to where we can take care of people, our family, people that are less fortunate and so forth. But it's like you were saying, trying to explain it to other people that don't get it. It's like, it does get frustrating, because I do feel you come from. Because it gets frustrating because you're trying to help people, and I get it. Because I be trying to do the same thing. Because I be trying to help people. It's like you're going in one end out the other. But I think it's more so fear. It's more so fear of scared of losing that pushes them away. But
take notes for me. People see GATX and only think railway stock, never looking at their other sectors. I mean, it's
thank you.
/aviation engine leasing stock that has connections with Rolls-Royce. LOL, like the stock even now is undervalued.
Exactly. But like I said, we take the necessary research to read this out, which is why we try to help people by giving them the alerts that they need. But it's up to them to listen. But they can't say we didn't do it. They can't say we didn't put out the alerts, boss. Look where it's getting rejected at on Spy. Look at this. Did I not call this out? Did I not tell y'all I was going to run, and I told y'all who was sitting up here? See what I mean? Take notes. You my witness. You my witness. Look on my chart. This way. Look at my chart. Did I not say that Bears was going to be sitting up here? You was my witness. I got my circle right in my red line. I told y'all exactly how far this could go, where you're going to probably get rejected at, where the Bears are probably sitting, and look at that red line. Let's go back. Look. Boom. What you got? Red. Got a red candle? I told y'all the Bears are sitting in these areas. I told y'all. That's why I told y'all. And be careful on today, because today, you got to treat today like a Friday, because it's going to be very, very tricky. You got to be very careful today. It's going to be a lot of up and down. Volume's going to be all over the place. But y'all can't say, y'all can't say I didn't tell y'all. Y'all cannot say I didn't try to give y'all the keys to helping you guys out. I tried. It's up to y'all to listen. Me, and take notes, and for the rest of these guys who do put out this information. Take notes. Shout out to you, boss.
Take notes for me, just subscribed on Twitch.
But yeah, man, that's the only way to help y'all, man. Like I said, again, look how the information that Take Notes put out. That lets you know on how well he takes his craft, how serious he takes his craft, his trading, and the rest of you guys. You got a lot of the guys that come through here. Shout out to my Tradecaster crew, my team who come through with detailed information, because that lets me know how dedicated and committed y'all are, But shout out to Take Notes for coming through, for breaking things down. OJ Rim, shout out to you for coming through, for breaking things down, because y'all don't realize the information that y'all put out as well. Y'all help people. Even in my chat, y'all helping people, because they reading y'all chats that's popping up right in front of my screen, and they reading and they hopping and jumping right into it. So thank y'all.
Yeah, if you have a Discord, we can discuss stuff on.
Yeah, I got Discord, boss. I'll send y'all the link.
7712. Saint Vice says, amateur here, where to get information like earnings in a nice table.
Earnings like in a nice table. You talking about, boss? You just talking about the regular earnings, the earnings releases you talking about? Saint, is that what you talking about? I can send you the link. That's what you talking about. Cause, and another thing I do. Let me show y'all my
Saint Vice says.
I got you, boss.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna send you the link. You can go to Twitter. Twitter has and that's what we all get it from. We all get it from the same spot. Let me send it to you real quick, boss. I got you. Let me go to it. Let me go to the link real quick. Wait, where's my
Take notes for me says. Well, I invest through Merrill Edge aka Bank of America, so my reports and graphs are all consolidated.
Yeah, man. Hey, we're gonna have to chop it up a little bit more, boss, because I'm interested in learning. Man, because like in the way you trade, because I mean the way you break it down to a science, man. I want to learn too, man. I mean, I love the way you break it down, man, because I think it may be helpful on my end too. Maybe help me out with things I may miss sometimes too. Let me see. Where's the top one this week? Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna just send you the link to the site. Saint, I got you right now. I'm about to send you the spot that we go to. Hold up. Gotta go to my Twitch so I can send it to you. Yeah. All right, here you go. Just go to this link on Twitter. There you go, boss. Yeah, just go to that link, boss, and they release the earnings statements every week. So, being on a Friday, they should be releasing next week's earnings. So they'll give you they'll give you ahead of time. So go to that specific account, and they always release those earnings every week, boss. So you should be looking like this. So you see how you get like a little list. See, this week we didn't have anything, but like any other weeks, like we'll get like a whole list across the board if I can find one. Yeah. See, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. See, they always have a list what comes out before the market and after the market. So go to that specific account, and that's how you can get your updates. And then they always put the tickers in the tweet itself. But yeah, that's the majority of us. We all use earnings whisper. So shout out to them. Now, as far as economic data, no problem, boss. Now, as far as economic data, I use like 3 of them, to be honest, because they all give me different information. So I got one I use for this. I use this one whenever I'm using Tradecaster. That's just kind of simple. The breakdowns, on the dates and times on the economic data, important data. I'll use this one for my Patreon members. That's the ones I designed. They give me more deeper details on what comes out, different times that I don't see on the other one. And last but not least, this is also a good one, a good reliable one here. So today's Wednesday, so they give you all the breakdowns on what economic data is coming out at certain times. The ones that's important, they're lighted up in green and red. And if you don't know what the store and that little mark is, you just come down here. And it'll tell you market moving indicators and merit. So that means these two are kind of like this is like a level 3. This is kind of like a level 2. And this one is kind of like just a plain data. But when you start to see like the green and the red ones, that lets you know that these are important. So you notice how on the FOMC minutes, you got a red star. So that's letting you know that's kind of like a level 3 to pay close attention to that data. So that's what that means. So when you see like the red stars on these, that means those are like level 3s. Those are the ones that you need to pay attention to. When you got like the green ones, that means like that's kind of level 2. So that means like it's kind of like underneath it. But yeah, whenever you see like the red stars, that lets you know that it's very important. Like the initial jobless claims, those type of stuff. Bank of America do their own analysts. Man, appreciate you, Bob. I've got to turn the thing back on. Yeah, I didn't even know that. See, I'm learning a lot from you. I didn't know none of this. So I'm glad that you came through, boss. I'm definitely gonna get a lot of information from you. We definitely gonna chop it up because I definitely wanna get a lot of information from you. But yeah, Saint, do you need let me know, boss, Saint, if you need this too. That link that I got right behind me. If you need me to send you this one, I'll send you this one too. As far as the economic data, I'll post that. It's no problem. Matter of fact, I'll just send it to you anyway, so you have it. I got you. So yeah, let me hook you up, Saint. I got you, boss. All right, let me see that link for the economic data. All right. All right. Did I send this to the right person? Oh, I did. I did. Okay. So yeah, I got y'all hooked up. So economic data. And again, guys, if y'all want to follow me on any social media, I'm underneath my name, J Trades. I'll send y'all the link to as well. Like I said, I'm about to soon be getting out of here, guys, because market is about to be shutting down. And like I said, it's a half of a day.
Those formats so I can do my own data analysis.
Oh, okay, I got you, boss. I know some of them, God dang it, I know one of them that has it. Cause you're looking for the files, kind of like here. Let me see, which one do we use? I'm trying to remember which one do I normally use? The one that has the PDF file. Was it this one? No, it's not this one. Which site do I use to have the PDF files, the HTML files, and all that? I'm trying to remember which site I use. Cause I got so many links. I go to different things. Let me see here. Let me type in jobless claims, initial jobless claims. I know I use 2 of them. Initial jobless claims. Which one is the other one? Is it this one? No, that ain't it either. I mean, this is a PDF file though. I mean, it is a PDF file, but yeah, see, like this one, like the initial job claim. I mean, it is PDF, but it's one site that I have. It has all of them. I can't remember. God, which one is it? I'm gonna have to go to my Patreon because I know I got one that has like all of the. God dog it. I'm gonna get that link. I got you though, boss. I'm gonna hook you up. I got you. Cause I know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to find the right site. Cause I mean, right now my mind all over the place. I mean, I apologize, boss. I apologize to you, man. I'll get you the link though. I got you. Cause I got so many links, it's ridiculous. I just got them all over the place. But yeah, I'm gonna send y'all the links. If y'all do ever want to follow me on any platforms, I got y'all hooked up as well. So I'm on all social medias on these platforms here. Boom.
Follow me on social media, Instagram, link Twitter.
Yeah, we know. Shut up. So y'all ever want to follow me, boss? But yeah, team. Oh yeah, guys. Let me show. Since I got y'all here, Saint. Take notes. Let me show y'all the lobby I normally go to in the morning because y'all didn't get to see it because I was running late today. But let me. Yeah, I got you, boss. Yeah, because I mean, and think about it. A lot of people be finding that so complicated. I'm like, it ain't complicated because the minute you read that information, it makes it so easy to understand. You know how to set yourself up for the market, and people don't really seem to just understand that. You know, especially when you're reading certain news, it's like. The information is right there in your face. It's like taking a test and the answer is right there in front of you, but you don't want to read the book. It's kind of like that. It's like the answer is right there. But yeah, while I have y'all Saint, take notes and the rest of you guys, I'm gonna show y'all the lobbies real quick. So tell me if y'all like it. This is normally what I go to in the morning before I come here. So let me take y'all real quick. Let me take y'all on my little journey. Let's go.
Take notes for me says. My word of advice. Too much information often can lead to complications and makes easy, straightforward choices become second guesses, etc. I prefer to keep it clean and
simple. Yeah. That's why I say I read the basics. That's why I say I read the basics. I get my basic information and I just gather them together. You know, like I don't try to take on too many things. That's why I focus on one thing in particular without trying to go do too much. But I get what you're saying, boss. So yeah, this is my little conference room that I come through to to do breakdowns, whether it's the economic data and also the earnings. So where I break down the earnings and so forth. So this is the conference room I come to in the morning, and then for lunch we go from we'll take a little break, and I'm gonna show y'all the lunchroom lobby. So let's take a little quick look at the lunchroom lobby real quick, and we gonna soon roll out, guys. Let's go to the lobby. So this is the lunchroom lobby that we have. So this is where we take a break, like 30 minutes. We just chill, talk for a little minute to get our minds off of over trading, to kind of refresh our brains, before we start jumping back into the market. So this is our little chill out area. Take notes and Saint. So why I do have you guys here, is there anything of y'all that y'all would like to add, y'all would like to add in the background? Anything that represents y'all, whether it's a letter, whether it's a name, whether it's a character, anything, to represent y'all, to show my appreciation. Thank y'all for subbing, thank y'all for following and communicate with me, to come into my lobby. So to show my appreciation to you guys, is there anything of you, that you would like me to put of y'all in the background so y'all can see that, that y'all acknowledge, put it like this. Okay.
Potential, I believe it has to move. Then I view the graphs of the company vs their competition. Thankfully, Bank of America does that for me on the stock research.
Man, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, take notes. Like I said, I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna definitely get with you so we can break down some more stuff. I'm gonna definitely get with you, man. Thank you so much for that information. I mean, it's been a big help. Like I simply want to get that information.
I would like to see a statue for member of the month. Whoever you feel contributed the most each month and ITLL make fun competition.
So a statue for member of the month. Almost like an employee of the month, but a statue.
Statue of like a man standing on a pedestal.
Yeah, okay, someone's like an employee of the month, but instead of a wall plaque, you want a statue, something like that. So, oh God, okay, I got you, boss, I got you. We'll make that happen. We'll make it happen.
For me says, with a nameplate for M.
Okay, got you. We'll make that happen. And also give me like if you do see a statue or a picture of anything, shoot it to my Twitch, like in the little DMs area, so I can. Or you can hit me up on my email at jtrades@gmail.com. You can reach out to me through there too, boss. I'll see the information personally if you need it. So we can talk a little bit more about everything because I'm interested. I'm interested in learning a lot more. I really am. Yeah, I want to learn a lot, man. So shout out. Let me give a shout out to y'all, man, because y'all been coming through my live. Y'all been awesome. Saint, like I said, take notes, man. I gotta give y'all flowers, man. Y'all came through with some information and been dropping gems. Thank y'all so much, man. Who else? OJ Rim. So let me give y'all a shout out, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming through. So, let me give y'all some love, man. Give y'all some love, man. I gotta give y'all some love. Y'all came through and showed some love. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. I definitely appreciate you. All right, guys. So we're about to be heading out into the headquarters because I'm about to be rolling on now. Because like I said, it's half a day. Market gonna soon be closing. So let's go ahead and head into the headquarters so I can give everybody they love. And again, we're gonna get everything rocking and rolling. I will be back Friday. And again, I do apologize for missing yesterday because again, man, due to me having my family, I have to learn how to work on adjusting my new schedule now because I have a new baby and everything. So man.
Yeah, hit me up on Discord and ID love to chat.
Oh, gotcha. Send me your info too, boss. I'll make sure I got everything. You can reach out to me on any platform. Like I said, Instagram, cause I sent out the link. Instagram, Twitter, like whatever you can. Like just send me whatever link. Or my Gmail, jtrades@gmail.com. Man, reach out to me so we can talk some more. Cause I definitely want to chop it up with you. So let's go ahead and head to the headquarters so we can get ready to rock and roll, guys. Let's rock and roll, man.
A7712 on Discord. I'm not a big social media LOL.
I'm not like that either. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I appear every now and then. I'm the same way, boss. I am the same way because I'm so busy in the markets and studying. I'm the exact same way. So you're not by yourself, boss. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and head into the headquarters. And I'm about to you know what? We're gonna stay right here. Bump all that. No, I ain't going from headquarters, jumping all over the place. So let me go ahead and give shout outs, guys. I mean, it was a fun little short day today, but shout out to everybody who did profited, who made their money today, man. Again, I do hope everybody have a blessed let me see.
Twitch is my social media.
Twitch is my so same name, boss. Same Vice. That's your same name. Yeah, same name. I got you. Oh, okay, I go because if you got your links on your lobby, I'll go to your lobby and check you out. I'll do that. I got you, a Saint. We'll hook it up. We got you. Shout out to Active. Shout out to you, man. Thank y'all so much, man. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to my Twitch family and my YouTube family before I roll on out. Let me give a shout out to the new family, the new members. We give a shout out to Take Notes. And Take Notes, we're gonna be chopping it up. Saint, we're gonna be hitting it up too as well. Who else I got in the building? Who else I got? I got who else was in the building? OJ Rim, shout out to you, boss. Tariq, shout out to you. Thank y'all and shout out and congratulations on your profit. To my daughter who came through, shout out to my little princess who came through. Shout out to you, mama. Tom, shout out to you. Hustle and Flow, shout out to you, boss, for coming through as well. So shout out to the Twitch and YouTube side. Again, we give y'all flowers. Y'all already know what time it is. So boom. Alright guys, last but not least, y'all already know my Tradecaster team. Man, you too, boss, man. And I hope y'all have a happy and blessed 4th of July. Like I was saying, for the 4th of July, I'm going to probably be with my parents and them because rest in peace, that was my grandfather's birthday. He did pass away 2 days before my birthday. So we're going to probably be just celebrating his birthday at the memorial site tomorrow. So, which I know is going to probably be a touching moment for my mom and them, and again, rest in peace to my grandfather and shout out to him and thank him so much for all the things he's done for me and my brothers, helping, pushing us be the men that we are and being responsible and being leaders. So shout out to my grandfather, both of my grandfathers. Love y'all with all my heart. Thank y'all. So let me go ahead and give a shout out to my Tradecaster family. I got Active in the building. I got Go to Paquito. I got Marty, Engineer. Shout out to you, Queen. Who else I got in the building? Who else came through? Who came through? And again, I do apologize for coming in late. M15, I got y'all. Shout out to you, boss. First Lady, Short and Queen, shout out to you. Parabolic, shout out to you. Jenna, I think I just hit you up. I think I just hit y'all up already, man. Again, thank y'all so much for coming through. Let me see who else I got in the building. Who else? And we're going to be getting back up Friday. So keep in mind, Friday we will be getting everything rocking and rolling, guys. We will be rocking and rolling. I think I got everybody. M15. I got M15. I just said his name already. Short and Queen. Who else I got? Coca Mix, shout out to you. Got y'all. Shout out to y'all, man. And again, I thank y'all so much for coming through. Thunder, D Willie. Who else? Gert. I gotta make sure I got everybody. I don't want to miss nobody. Kato J, I got all of y'all. So again, man, shout out to y'all, man. And I do apologize for coming in late. Like I said, I just have to get adjusted to my with the new family add on into my life. I got a 3-year-old son. Again, I don't have no shame in saying it. Who I have not seen in 3 years. Who I just reunited with. So I do have to get back adjusted to that. Being a dad that he needs in his life. Me and his mom are working things out. We are together, so we are working things off. And, she has been doing an amazing job. And, having my family back, like I said, I just have to work on trying to create a schedule between everything right now. And it's been a little hectic because now having a little hyper, energetic little boy, which, I love to death. But, I'm going to get everything situated. But, again, y'all have to understand, guys, this is new in my life. I have my little boy with me now. His mom, they moved in. Life is a little bit different for me now because I'm no longer by myself. While, it was just all about me. It's all about my family now. So that's why y'all have to just kind of, y'all have to work with me, guys. Y'all have to work with me while I try to get this situated. So, but we gonna get it though. We gonna get it. But man, I do thank y'all for coming through, man. Y'all been a blessing. Y'all are amazing, man. Y'all the best team in the freaking planet. And like I said, from my YouTube family, Twitch family, Tradecaster family, y'all already know they not like us. So, but man, thank y'all so much for coming through, man. Shout out and congratulations on your profits. I will be back in Friday, 9:15 Eastern, 8:15 Central. And we will be rocking and rolling from there, man. But I do wish y'all a blessed and safe, happy 4th of July with you and your family, man. And we will come back and get it rocking and rolling again. So, till then, guys, I do hope y'all have a blessed night and have a blessed 4th. And you already know what we do. Make this money. Peace.